Nice. Crystal method and filter. Trip like I do. I heard that in the car yesterday as I was driving all over fucking Manhattan picking up kids. Oh, my God.
I hear you. I thought I bumped into you.
And he's back. Good morning, Jim Norton. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm very well.
I was following your travels on the old Twitter, and wow, you had a hell of a time.
It was rough.
You left just as this blizzard was hitting.
It's funny, because Friday we did the show, and I had wanted to come in. I was like, we took Monday off for MLK's birthday, and then we had Holly Holm and Misha Tate, and plus it was only a 4-day work week. So Kenny and I had an afternoon flight, 4 o'clock, and we talked about switching it. But the earliest flight was, the next other flight was 7.
Yeah.
It's one of those destinations that just doesn't have a lot of flights.
Right.
So at like 12:30, I'm done with the gym, and he texts me or calls, United canceled the flight at 4:30. Now the snow is not scheduled to come in until hours after that.
But it's already, west of here.
It is.
That's what causes some of those issues, right?
But our flight was from Miami. Kenny always knows where the plane is coming from.
Right.
So they cancel our flight at 4:30. We scramble, and I'm finally able to get on a Delta flight, which leaves at 6:15. Their excuse was wind. It was wind.
Wind.
Yeah, that's why they can't. The wind got to Newark, but then stopped.
But Delta didn't think the wind was a problem.
Not at JFK, they didn't. No, apparently the wind didn't cross the water to JFK. Stopped at Newark.
That's why that is so ridiculous.
It was mugged.
So United Airlines cancels the flight because of wind, and Delta's like, we don't have any wind where we are a mere, 20 miles away?
Yeah, and
from the other airport?
Hour and 45 minutes later, too, so closer to when the snow's going to come.
Of course, so there should be more wind.
So Delta...
What is that really about, you think?
Something tells me they just want to divert that plane and use it somewhere else, or they panicked and just canceled too early. Mm-hmm. Because their customer service has been pretty lousy. And anyone who flies them will tell you they're really bad. Every airline stinks, but they're particularly terrible.
Sure.
So I didn't feel they needed to. The only thing I'll say about United that's good is that their at mention does get back to you, even though it's annoying. What's the problem, James? But it does at least acknowledge that there's somebody angry.
Yeah.
So that's one good thing about.
But that's probably some college kid in their dorm. It's like their part-time job is just to tweet for them.
Yeah, probably.
And make believe they're trying to help you out when nothing's going on.
But they do acknowledge that there's somebody annoyed at them. So but I didn't even tweet. I mean, I just knew it's a storm day. Let's just get a flight. So I had to fly because Kelsey lives in L.A. with her boyfriend. So they were going to go out together.
She's your opener for the people that don't know. Yep.
But he's a comedian as well, and he wound up getting a gig. So she was going to drive by herself. So I said, I'll fly to L.A. because it was my only choice. There was nothing into Arizona. And so it was a 6-hour flight to L.A. And then she waited for me, and we left at like 9 o'clock at night, and we drove 6 hours. And it took 2 hours to get to the airport. So it was a 14-hour travel day.
Oh, my. I would have lost my fucking mind.
It was one of those things where it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like the worst part was like the last 2 hours of the drive because I couldn't keep my eyes open, and I was afraid I was going to have to drive. Mm-hmm. And the Talking Stick Casino was awesome. I mean, we check in, there's no problems. I sleep well. And then the show, it's there's just a couple of standing room spots. It's pretty much sold out.
Yeah.
And I'm on stage, I guess about 20 minutes, and the fucking mic cuts out, and then the alarm goes off. The smoke alarm. And they said that's never happened during a live performance. But the mic cuts out, this way they can make announcements.
Sure.
So I thought it was 5 minutes. And Jonathan, because Kenny couldn't even make the trip with me, it was Jonathan who drove from L.A. because he just got family out there.
Yeah.
And they said it was closer to 9 minutes. So it was between 7 and 9 minutes with no mic. But the crowd was great, and I think they knew there was nothing we could do.
What did you do for that 7?
I just walked around and yelled and fucked with them.
You did?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I knew it would end, and it was one of those things where I didn't want to... you could hear that. Yeah, you hear that video is so loud. Again, this is just my stupid video. A lot of the fans shot stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? It was a false alarm?
Yeah.
There's a smoke alarm going off.
But it does.
Please leave the building utilizing the nearest exit or fire exit stairway. Do not use elevators.
I bet you the emergency is it's the last police. Oh, we heard you. 'em. They kept going off.
Oh, my God.
They kept going off.
Oh, indeed, the laugh police.
Yeah, it was silly, but again, the crowd understood what was going on. They knew. It was one of those things that just happens in a live performance.
And what they said, you don't have to leave your seats. It's a false alarm because why wouldn't people get up and
you always
get
wait
the hell out of there?
Because you always wait for such a second. And I think it was one of the bosses of the casino who was present, and I think he came up and he goes, "No, it's okay. It's not like he told me," and I told the audience. And I think that nobody was panicking or running out. They kind of knew. Turns out it was, I think, a dry ice thing. Like sometimes they use dry ice in venues, and I hate it. But it might have been like another part of the building or the club.
Yeah,
and that the vent wasn't open and set off the alarm.
Gotcha.
So,
well, you made it work though.
Yeah, I mean, I did it, and then the mic came back on. But I wound up doing a longer set because I didn't know where I was. So I wound up doing like an hour and 20 minutes, and then we sold merchandise, went to bed, and flew out the next morning through Detroit.
Well, but your flight there, was it windy? If United is canceling because of wind, and then you're on Delta, did you notice any wind while you were up there?
Maybe 3 hours into the flight, there was light turbulence.
A little turbulence.
So no, that didn't affect our flight at all.
I remember one year when we were all going out to CES in Vegas. Do you remember the time that I was left behind and you guys just waved to me?
Yeah. You and Lynn's, because they didn't have your XM had screwed up the ticket.
Yeah, they was it both of us?
I think it was just her, and that was why you stayed, because they hadn't gotten her a ticket. So you're like, I can't leave my girlfriend. She was your girlfriend. I can't fucking leave her here.
Yeah.
So you had to get on the flight.
So I said goodbye to everybody, and then got on the phone with Eric Logan, yelling and screaming because they fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it's the worst feeling, because you just reminded me of this. Like, we were supposed to be in Vegas, and the only flight I could get that time was all the way to L.A. And to look down and see where you're supposed to be and know that you're flying for at least another hour.
No, 2 hours.
Is it 2 hours?
No.
Oh, yeah, and then you go back. And I just see, Vegas below me and know that it's at least another hour to L.A. And then they're going to, I have to get off that plane, get another plane, back to Vegas. What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it stinks when you have to shoot past your destination.
Oh, God, I was so bummed.
But because I'm wasting time.
Yeah. I could be there right now, hanging out.
I got a flight back through Detroit. Of course, United canceled the return as well.
So what was going on with United?
They can't. Well, that was a Sunday morning return, so maybe the airports were still very dicey. Mm-hmm. But of course, United canceled it. That's just what they do. Who took it? Delta. Flew right back through Detroit.
Delta's like, I don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
We'll get this shit up in the air and see what happens.
I got back into Newark. And I get back into Newark at 5:30, 5 minutes early, and we land, and the pilot goes, we pull over, and I sense that instead of going, like, I know the way a plane feels when you're parking.
Yeah.
And we pull in, and all of a sudden we made a little left, and I could see that there was like a snowbank ahead of us. I'm like, we can't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And we stop, and I'm like, oh no. And he goes, this is, in 25 years, I've never seen Newark this empty. Pilot said, I've never seen it this not busy.
Yeah.
But we don't have a gate because, they don't have a gate assigned for us. And he said, because the snowplow broke, so a lot of the gates weren't plowed.
Oh, wow.
So people laughed, and it was like, whatever, it is what it is. We know it's a storm.
Sure.
15 minutes into it, this woman gets up, and I was tweeting a little bit of it, like, ooh, it's going to be a mutiny. And this woman gets up, and she's just like bitching a little bit. She's like, I got to get off the plane. I got to get off the plane, yo. I got stuff to do. And she was kind of like, like a little wiry and aggressive, and you didn't know. But it was nothing. She didn't threaten anybody. They sit her down. And then it starts to drag a little bit, maybe a half hour into it.
Ugh.
We feel, all of a sudden the plane moves to the side. And it moves to the side, and it's rocked, and then it it's almost when you take a rubber band and you stretch it.
Yeah, sure.
And you let it go.
Yeah.
Back into your hand. We pulled, and then snapped back the other way a little bit. And we knew that a plane was being driven by, and slow. I mean, coming into a gate and had hit us. So, and we knew it was coming because it was a 767, and the pilot looked out the window, and he goes, well, we're sitting here, and they're saying we don't have a gate. We're talking to Atlanta, and yet this empty plane to the left, they're bringing to a gate. So I don't know why they're putting an empty plane ahead of it. Like, people love the pilot.
Yeah.
Because he was he was annoyed just like we were.
Yeah, he wanted to get the fuck off.
He wanted to get the fuck off. So the plane hits us. I've never been on a plane that was hit by a plane. Now we can't move because maintenance has to come and look at the fucking plane. So he tells us, look, maintenance hasn't. And again, now we're almost an hour into it.
What does that have to do with you guys?
Well, we can't. He's afraid to move the plane.
Well, can't they get that portable thing and just deplane you guys?
Eventually, they might have had to, but I guess that's a hassle. I'm guessing with legal stuff. I'm guessing insurance-wise, it's a pain in the ass.
With the ice and the snow.
So he says, we're still waiting for maintenance, and but it wouldn't even matter if they were here. We got nowhere to go. So maintenance finally comes, and I guess he gives us the okay. And it gets to be close to 2 hours.
2 hours you had to sit there?
Yeah, because after about an hour, he goes, we still don't have a gate, but there's another plane, smaller plane, pulling in behind us. They're going to let that one go to the gate ahead of us as well, and then deplane, and then load up and back out. And people are like, what the fuck?
Of course.
People were so mad.
Were you one of the what the fucks at this point?
Yeah, but I was kind of cool about it, just because I was grateful to get back home. Mm-hmm. And I was happy to be off, to be in. I knew I was going to get home that night.
Yeah.
So,
you had a long couple days.
And the pilot was very good, and the Delta staff was really cool. Like, the problem was the people in Atlanta who were running this thing. They just didn't give a shit. They had a plane load of passengers. So we finally get to the gate, and they're like, all right, we got to hold up now. Don't, and then we see police cars outside. So, the fucking plane door opens, and a couple of cops walk on. And we're like, what the fuck? They went back and they got the girl who had the nerve to fucking stand up and complain.
They took her off the plane?
They took her off the plane. And what happened was the passengers had been cool the whole time.
Yeah.
And as soon as the cops walked on the plane, the people were like, what the fuck? Everyone, it wasn't the cops people were mad at.
Yeah.
Everybody knew the fucking airline.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid you question these motherfuckers.
Right.
And that just snapped. And everybody was saying shit to the cops. Like, she didn't do anything. So they take this girl, they walk her off the plane. People are fucking livid. And as we're getting off, I mean, I'm actually saying stuff to the flight. I'm like, you arrested that fucking girl for complaining?
Yeah.
And she shrugs her shoulders like it wasn't me.
Yeah, but that means it was probably her.
Or that she's like, it's protocol. So I asked the cop getting off, I'm like, she wasn't doing anything. She really wasn't doing anything. And he goes, no, I know. We're just talking to her. And then walking by her and the cops talking to her, everyone was saying to her, she didn't do anything. She just complained.
Yeah.
She didn't do it. And they're like, we're just talking. So it's probably protocol that if you cause any type of distraction, I have to talk to you. But the cops were cool too. They weren't dicks. It was just the airline. Really, the woman next to me who had been quiet the whole time goes, "Airline Gestapo." she was so fucking mad. Airline Gestapo.
You tweeted exactly what she said, too. She said, yo, I got things to do. You could just let me off the plane. That's someone that's frustrated, maybe needs a cigarette like we've talked about in the past. And they arrest her or at least have the cops talk to her?
Yeah, and the cops are like, we're not arresting her. We're just talking. These were fucking Port Authority, New York. They didn't want to deal with this shit.
Right.
It's cold out.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with a bunch of cranky passengers.
But if the airline calls them, then they have no choice. They now have to kind of look into it.
You got to do it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but I'm hoping she didn't get arrested unless she said something I wasn't aware of, but it seemed like everyone said the same thing. She didn't do anything.
They should have been happy that more people didn't act up after all that shit you just explained.
Well, again, the flight attendants were awesome, and the pilot was great, and they were totally honest. We all, like, you couldn't get mad at anybody. A couple of times I wanted to snap at the flight attendant, like, just get me off. But I knew she was cranky, too. Mm-hmm. Like, she didn't want to be stuck there. They were fucking her, too. It wasn't her fault.
So it took you, 14 hours to get out there? Door
14
to door?
hours to get out there.
And how many hours to get home, door to door?
At least 12. I want to say I left the hotel 5 a.m. for a 7:07 flight, and I got home
5 a.m. 3 hours difference, right? So
yes,
8
a.m.
Okay,
and I got home about 8 something. So at least 12 hours to get home.
Oh my god!
At least 12 hours
for one quick gig,
and I had to get up the next morning. I had the shoot yesterday, and I had to be there at 6 in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I had to get up at like 5:15.
Ouch.
A lot of
that's a hell of a commute.
Yeah, I was really lagging.
Commute. What am I talking about? Hell of a travel.
It was a rough one, but I wanted to do the gig, and I'm happy I was able to do it.
Nice. All right. We have no one here today because how did this fucking start? Paul came in yesterday. Excuse me, young Paul, and he's complaining that he has the stomach fucking virus or flu. What the hell did he have?
Stomach virus.
Stomach virus, and yep. we're not thinking much of it. And then as the show's going on, he starts turning like like white.
Yep.
Atta boy.
White as a ghost. Sharpton certainly was not happy. And then at the end of the show, I thought he wanted some attention, so he just starts puking in the garbage pail.
Well, first he kind of wandered over to the couch right where Mars was sitting.
Yeah.
And he just kind of stared ahead, and he was really pale.
Yeah.
And I just kept looking over at him, wondering what the hell was going on. And then, like you said, by the end of the show, he just went and puked in the
I thought he thought we didn't really believe him, so then he was going to be a little dramatic. And he starts puking into the garbage pail, but I wasn't sure if it was fake or not. And then it was real. He was power booting Jimmy at the end.
Did you call him fake?
Yeah, at first I'm like, oh my God, look at him. I go look at him. He's looking for attention.
Yeah. You started yelling that he felt he wasn't getting enough attention.
Right.
Then his head's in a garbage can.
And he was standing next to me for a big part of the show. Then after he pukes, he just sits next to Eric Stengel over there. He's next to Justin over there on the couch. He's just wandering around. And we're all like, why are you? We don't need anyone to come in with the stomach fucking flu.
Sure.
Beat it.
Yeah.
So then we all went home yesterday, and I had some salmon from the night before from Santa Fe. You know Santa Fe, the restaurant. No. And I ate this damn thing for lunch, and then my stomach started getting all gurgly for the rest of the day. I'm like, fuck, I think I got the stomach fucking bug from this guy. But I think it just turns out I had one of those quick food poisonings.
Yeah, well, Paul got it from Roland, and Roland was also here.
And Larry.
So at one point there were 3 people who were infected in this room.
For whatever reason, they all decided to run in the studio at the end of the show, and they're all telling us how sick they all are.
Yeah, they're all holding their gut.
Man.
They're all holding their guts, saying they're sick. And I'm like, I can't get sick. It's a nightmare to be sick and have kids at the same time. No one wants to be sick, but at least if you don't have any responsibilities, you go home and be useless in your bed for 12 hours or whatever. But the kids don't understand that, and you still got to fucking, be a parent. So I get really paranoid these days. I don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
And we all get sick no matter what in the winter, but I mean, come on, let's decrease our odds. Don't come in here if you got the fucking stomach flu.
Yeah, if you're puking and you know it's something, just stay home and take care of you. I mean, I think that's fair to say.
Very smart.
So Paul is gone, Roland's gone, right?
Yeah.
We told him to just stay home today.
Yeah.
And then they cleaned this place?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit paranoid. I told Don, you got to clean this fucking place. We don't want to get the stomach flu.
I don't need that.
No one. Who wants that?
Vomiting.
Yeah.
Feeling unpleasant, being generally a downer.
I covered myself in that hand sanitizer on my drive home. As soon as I got home, I threw all my clothes in a garbage bag, ran up and showered, and then washed all my stuff.
I never used to give a fuck, but I was doing the same shit. I was just cleaning my body with that stuff on the way out of here.
Yeah.
I was washing my face with it.
Yeah, it is
my
good.
hands.
Yep. I did the same thing.
It is good.
My neck. I just whatever was exposed, I'm putting that shit on me.
Why, was someone kissing you on the neck?
Ooh.
It was a very
when
sensual
you like
show.
to know.
Very salty afternoon.
It was very, very sexy yesterday. Jim was so good here. Arizona checking in. Jim was great here this weekend. Finally saw Jim. It was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Arizona is checking in today to
Thanks,
say Jimmy
guys.
killed it.
Yeah, it was a really good show, and I quite enjoyed my time out there.
Yeah, and you didn't have to deal with the snow, which was kind of, I like it. When these blizzards hit, they're so much fun.
I don't mind them either, but I didn't want to miss a gig.
True.
I like getting out of town and just being in a nice warm. I've missed like most of the snow in the last couple of years.
Really? You just happen to be out of town in
I've
time?
been very lucky, just fucking getting out and getting in right when it's done.
Yeah, and it's creepy what they do for snow removal in Manhattan. Did you see this area? It doesn't even look like it's snowed.
No, not at all.
What kind of chemicals are they using out there?
I don't know. And Jimmy, I'm sure you saw it in Brooklyn. The snow drifts are like 7 feet high.
Really?
Did you notice that?
I went to Brooklyn yesterday, but I didn't really see anything.
Why, they get a little extra wind out there?
It seemed like it was like 27, 28 inches of snow out there.
Yeah.
And more than the city.
Well, the Times Square area is pretty much completely cleaned of snow. It's creepy. I know they're using, a lot of heavy equipment, but I think they're also using some kind of chemicals to melt this shit down.
Well, it's good. It was like, they want tourists.
Yeah.
That's why that Times Square gets done. They want those Ohio feet and those Seattle feet marching around and taking pictures with giant mice.
Trotting around.
Buying shit and fucking bags of M&Ms and fucking going up to the Hyatt and seeing the Lion King and doing all that dreck and bothering the cops for photos. Like the fucking, can I take a photo with you? I saw NYPD blue. Did you really, fat cunt? Come here.
Yeah, they're celebrities in Times Square.
They really are.
The NYPD, they're celebrities.
Yes, it doesn't suck being a cop in Times Square.
No.
I've seen so many people take photos, but I guess that's the mystique of NYPD.
I would like to know, maybe a cop could call in. I think they get some action too. Because they get the young ladies wanting to take photos, and I wonder if there's some numbers being exchanged for later on.
Oh yeah,
when he's off duty, he's banging on a hotel room.
There's always those fucking people who have that uniform fetish. Those girls who love guy. That's why firemen get the most pussy, because that's the alphaest job you can do is a fireman. Mm-hmm. I mean, even more than cops, because you can't. If you're a cop, you can't pepper spray or nightstick fire. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Even those guys think the firemen are fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
Because what they really do is their daily job is to run into a thing that's on fire.
Because fire doesn't see race.
No, it does not. Unfortunately. It should.
Thank you.
I wish it did.
I'm putting that on a fucking t-shirt. That's mine.
Yes, but put unfortunately at the end. That will change the tone of the shirt. Fire doesn't see race, ... Unfortunately.
Unfortunately on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear about the girls in the yearbook photo, though?
I did, yes.
One of the girls who spelled out...
I sold those shirts.
The N-word.
Absolutely. I just sold the two little asterisks.
Asterisks?
Yes.
They weren't brave enough to go all in. They had the asterisks for the G's, I believe.
Well, that's kind of the funny part. It's like if they just spell that nigger in a shirt, it's like, all right, they wrote a fucking, a racist. But the fact that they thought they were being, this is what's funny. They thought they were being, hey, what can they say? We have two little asterisks. And everyone knows.
I don't know if they had G's. Because all the letters were for different words that the entire class was spelling out.
They didn't have that made?
Best you've ever seen, class of 2016.
Yeah.
So that's what they were originally spelling out.
All those words?
Yes. And in between those words were the asterisks.
Yeah.
And then these kids got together.
And said, wait, you're the N. I'm I. Yes. That's exactly what they did.
I like when they said used to spell out a racist word. Like, look, the word nigger is an unpleasant, horrible word. And it should get you punched if you say it to someone. But you can't not report it in a news story.
Yeah.
Silly geese. It's very funny. It's very fucking funny.
Well, one of the girls there. Where's my story? One of the girls has spelled out the N-word with letters on shirts for yearbook photo, apologize, and insists she's not a racist. I don't think they're racist.
They're not racist. They just took it was just
I think
funny.
they're being silly geese.
Yeah. Just being stupid.
File this away in the silly geese folder.
Yeah.
That's what they were going for.
Yeah.
They claim they were sending it to one of the girls' boyfriend who's black.
Oh, really?
Which I don't buy at all.
I hope not, or she's a bad girl. Is that what you mean, Trav?
They were just fucking around.
Yeah, just being silly.
Being silly. I don't think there was any.
No.
I don't think there was any hate in their heart. I don't
their
think
faces are in the picture.
I don't think it was a smart thing to do, but I don't think they were trying to be racist.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. I don't think I'd be a part of that.
No. Well, you got to be smart too. You got to realize that that's going to get some attention.
Oh wait, tonight's the Patrice benefit.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm Tuesday. I'm
Are you guys wearing those shirts?
What's that?
Are you guys wearing those shirts?
Yeah, you got to wear that shirt on stage, Jamie.
No, as I'm talking, I'm thinking like, what day is today? I got lost for a second. Thinking it's not Monday. And I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, Maureen.
It also demands that the principal. Sorry, I'm back on this story. Resigned for her choice of punishment. What was the punishment, Travis?
Suspension.
She made someone else put lover after that.
I believe they were suspended for like 5 days.
All right, so
what should have happened?
So the principal suspends them for 5 days. I don't even think they should have done that. They're just fucking kids being stupid.
Well, the petition wants them expelled.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, I know.
So wait, what?
But now they want the principal to resign because the punishment wasn't harsh enough for these stupid white girls just being dumb.
Oh, she didn't resign. I thought you said she did resign.
No, they want her to resign.
I missed her.
The online petition, which everybody thinks that they can just make now.
Yeah.
Wants her to resign.
I got one. For fucking Travis to fucking shut up and get other glasses.
How many signatures?
Wow.
Fucking million.
A million?
He's like garbage.
I have love for everyone in my heart. I'm not a racist.
That's nice.
I'm asking everyone for forgiveness. A diversity workshop was held for some students on Monday, and the principal addressed the school in the morning. The suspended girl said that the photo was originally intended for the boyfriend of one of the girls who is black. They were just being stupid.
We have a 30-second clip from KTLA.
Oh, sure. Let's see how they handled this.
A high school in Arizona are outraged over this racially offensive picture showing 6 of its students. They are wearing T-shirts that spell out, you see, the photo was taken in the school's gymnasium as seniors posed for yearbook pictures. It was part of a larger phrase. Doesn't really matter. The girls are facing a 5-day suspension. School officials also sent an email to parents saying that they will not tolerate this sort of behavior.
Oh, they don't want to touch it.
But you know what?
They don't want to touch that story.
When I was in school, if you did that, you would have gotten in trouble. It's like everybody knows what you're saying. So I don't mind a 5-day suspension. Like, all right.
I think that's enough for people just being stupid.
Yeah,
that's, we all were stupid in high school. Thought we were like cool and doing silly things like this.
Yeah.
It does hurt their argument that they're the best you've ever seen class of 2016.
What are you talking about? That strengthens it.
I see.
That's proof.
I see nothing but white students. So what are you talking about, Eric?
Eric, they just proved their point. We're the best you ever seen. If you don't believe us, look at this photo.
Right. There's not a person of color. Not a one.
I think the girls with asterisks have a good argument as to how they should not get in trouble. Like, I was just, I thought there was just, they were doing 2 words, nigh and and we were just in between them. I didn't know what was going on.
Just say it was a coincidence.
It was a coincidence.
We're all friends and wanted our own separate photo. We just happen to line up this way.
Absolutely. Oh, well.
Are people really mad?
Of course.
Oh, God. Whatever.
Sure, they had a diversity workshop.
I think that's important. We need one here. We really should bring someone in.
Yeah.
I want to bring in someone who gives a diversity workshop.
Ugh.
And I think that we should take one.
Sounds terrible.
I would love to know what goes on.
That's what I mean. I thought for years ago when Ant was here, I thought, how funny would it be for us to do that?
Right.
Because that, I know it would be annoying, but it would have been like, let's see what they do. Or what was sensitivity? Sensitivity training. I couldn't say was the thing. Like, let's try that and see what it is.
We sort of did that though with that whole words hurt thing.
That was part of it, yeah. But we never went to a class or had them come in.
I found that, by the way. I found the pamphlet they gave us, The Words Heard. I got to bring it in here.
It was awful. That's so good.
And we did sort of have a diversity meeting in that stupid office with the lawyers. And then they handed that out to the entire company, the Words Hurt thing.
Yeah, I remember that meeting.
Which was hilarious. We did hours on that thing, and they were so fucking mad. Because no one else was allowed to, mention that Words Heard pamphlet. Right. And we said, fuck it, and we just did the whole thing. It was ridiculous how stupid it was. I'll bring it in.
I remember the guy, I'm not going to say his name because he's not a public figure. He's a smart guy, but they're lawyers. The ones who, the bespectacled man was saying, it was a meeting with us, it was you, and it was Tracy Clardy. They didn't want me there, but I went anyway. And the president of CBS Radio at the time, and we were talking about ethnic slurs, and Tom Chiasano, I'll never forget, said that in the meeting. He goes, well, it's like with Irish guys. If you're Irish, your brothers can make fun of you, but other people can't. So I was saying, how come certain... Because they were playing an ad for a comedian that had, like, Asian jokes in it. And he's part Asian. And he goes, that's the way it is. And I go, okay, cool. Are you willing to put that in writing? Because if our jobs are on the line with this stuff, you can be fired for it. Are you willing to put that in writing? And he said, no.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, we knew
just awful.
We knew we were fucked.
I was fucked.
Those lawyers completely fucked regular radio for everybody. They completely fucked it up for everybody.
Those nerds.
Because they were fucking lazy. Instead of like fighting these things, they said nope and decided to just shut every radio personality down. Yeah. And now you fast forward, it's been a whole bunch of years. That company I hear is selling all their properties.
Good.
They're out.
Good.
And regular radio in general is out.
Awesome.
There's nothing going on regular radio because of this. And it started with those fucking lawyers. And we fought. We're like, you're destroying the business. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because this is not FCC violations whatsoever. They didn't want to hear it. And they put out that Words Heard pamphlet. And I remember grabbing that thing. And like I said, we made fun of it. But I also was thinking to myself, I said, wow, this is the end right here. This is the fucking end, because this comedy is based on all this shit that's in this pamphlet.
Well, not my comedy, bucko. I mean, I think the bottom line was protected, but the bottom line should have been laughter and feeling good.
Ooh. Right.
I see some heads nodding in there.
No, not in here.
Yes, you are.
Nope.
Come on, Trav.
I'm not biting.
Travis, what were we going to say?
I was going to say that the company, we do have a diversity and inclusion training that's mandatory for all full-time employees here.
Do we really? Diversity and inclusion.
Did you take it?
Nope.
Why do those words annoy people? Like, those are really, like, they annoy me. They're fucking annoying words, and yet they are nice things. Diversity and inclusion are good. How come I find them so annoying? Like, what have people done that have made those annoying words?
Because it's being forced upon everyone.
Maybe.
I mean, if you have an employee that obviously needs a little diversity training, then so be it. But to force everyone to do it, I think it's insulting.
Well, Opie, the training is not about labels or political correctness.
That a boy, Trav. Preach, brother, preach.
It's about increasing awareness of the often unconscious preferences and attitudes that influence how we make decisions and how we deal with each other.
I think my white brother is right. Go ahead, keep on talking, white man.
I think you're not following.
I'm 100% with you, white man. Keep talking. What else is it?
God,
that's it.
God, most of us have shitty jobs to begin with, and then they just make that job even shittier.
I haven't done it yet, but it's 2.5 hours.
Please do it, because then we could. Oh no, then you might get in trouble if you come back and talk about it.
Well, I have to do it, but every time they send me an email, it's during the show, and I tell them that I am busy.
You're busy?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, they do it during the show? Can we live broadcast it?
I don't think that they would allow that.
Why not?
Maybe I could just FaceTime you.
Why couldn't
get the message out?
Like, why couldn't they? Thank you. The message would get out, right? It would be a good thing. Everybody would hear it and hear the diversity and inclusion they're practicing here.
Yeah, I'm just inclusioning you.
Yeah, you're being inclusionist.
Yeah.
It's fucking infuriating.
And diversity is so good, why do they want it to die? Go ahead, Trav, run with it.
Nope.
They're just forcing people to think a certain way. If you got an employee that has issues, okay, you sit them down and maybe teach them a lesson or two. Yeah. But to force everyone to do that, I'll say it again, it's really insulting. Especially if you haven't done anything wrong in the workplace.
Yeah, or especially to have to sit with them.
Oh, God.
I bet you they're in the room. Am I right or wrong, Travis?
I don't know.
I bet you they are.
You mean management?
No. Oh, yeah, wink. Management. That's what we'll call them. Bunch of dirty managers were on the train yesterday. Fucking girl I know is dating a manager. Fucking manager lover. I won't touch it. Not after a manager's been in there ruining it. Am I right or wrong?
And in the end, this is just stupid radio, too. It's just dumb. It's stupid. This is not real work. Why are they making this into real work?
It is real work. I have little weights tied to my feet. I'm lifting them as we do this. I know what it's like to walk a lot for a living. I'm doing little exercises. I'm doing Kegels, my hiney.
We're just sitting here trying to think of the next dick joke. And these people are making it complicated with their diversity training. Ugh.
Well, it's that whole culture.
Yuck.
That Mizzou, whatever the fuck, Missouri, media professor, Melissa Click.
Was she the one that looked like Carrot Top?
Melissa Click.
Yes. She was the one that looked like Carrot Top, if you remember.
Melissa Click was charged with sicking muscle on reporters, so she was arrested and charged with assault. Nothing. I think it's a ridiculous charge, and I think it's wrong, but I'm happy it happened to her.
Yeah.
Because she's a mousy little twat, and she's exactly the type that would do that to somebody else and try to ruin their life and try to have them expelled.
Right.
So fuck her. But it is wrong. She does not deserve to be charged with assault.
Third degree.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's...
I think like the judge determines what the punishment is.
I think she's going to jail.
You think that's what I'll do?
Possible.
Okay.
It'll just be that. It'll just be dropped. It'll just be some nonsense thing in the end.
Just the idea, though, that this professor is being charged with this. She is a fucking... She really should be hanging out with Cher and a bunch of bikers. Fucking Rocky Dennis charged with assault. I need some muscle.
She's really hateable, but she shouldn't be charged.
No, she just needs a little bit of muscle, that's all.
Yeah.
I can't put pins in the map. You fucking mask-looking motherfucker. You ugly Rocky Dennis-looking lady.
That whole thing went away, that Missouri thing. What happened? There was a big news story, right? Did Paris happen? I think the Paris attack.
Yeah.
Attacks happened right around then. And
well, she had called for muscle, and they came in and they did it.
Oh, boy, did they.
She was in Paris calling for muscle.
Yeah, Paris happened, and then they got upset that no one was paying attention to them anymore.
Oh, that's right. They throw the media out.
Yeah.
And then when the Descent on My Hiney protest stopped, then they are mad that everybody left. They really are just silly geese.
They couldn't believe that everyone was focused on the Paris attacks. That's right.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
they showed their true colors through that whole thing.
This poor Melissa Click has a blind girl feeling her face. It was really sad. Really, really sad.
Oh, she's hateable.
Yeah, and she wasn't even asking for muscle. She just kept yelling, "Mom said I look like a lion." People were like, "Boo." You're ugly.
But,
do you want to hear her again?
Yep.
Do we?
No.
Do we really?
No,
Yes, it's so hateable.
All right.
There's something satisfying, I think, about here.
And it pains me to say that she shouldn't be charged, but I don't think you should be going down that road with this shit.
Well, I've always been called fair. Or is that fairy? Oh. Sorry, I just shortened that to sound better.
No, you need to get out. You need to get out.
No, I don't.
You need to get out.
Oh, she's grabbing his camera.
All right. Hey, who wants to help me get this reporter out of here? I need some muscle over here.
What is that? What a cunt.
Oh, God, I hate her.
What a cunt. You know what? I stand corrected. I wish they would have charged her with murder. First degree murder. Fucking baby smothering. She's the worst.
She's bad. Man.
Oh, yuck. Melissa Click. Her name bugs me. Hello, Professor Click. Ugh.
They wanted the media attention, but then the media was too close. You can't have it both ways.
You know why
she's can't?
She's awful because she has 4 consonants in a 5-letter last name.
Yeah.
Click, click, click. I'm Melissa Click. You know what else has a lot of consonants and only one vowel? Also starts with C. One vowel, 3 consonants.
Heyo.
What's this about?
The Desitin on my hiney that Jimmy was talking about.
That's right.
We made a song. This is way late, but we took his audio, made it into a song. Troy did.
Oh,
Troy Kwan
did we ever play? We never played it, right?
From the Stangles.
Actually, it was all Troy.
It was all Troy?
Okay. I take no credit for
Troy's.
Troy doesn't work here anymore?
No,
he does work here.
When does he work?
He's a male
now?
escort.
I haven't seen him since we came back from the Christmas break.
Yeah, his hours have changed, but according to Don, he's
producing more.
Yeah, producing a lot more for the channel, which is good for everybody.
Troy had a hard one because he DJs and stuff, man. And him getting up in the morning was rough. And plus, he's always fucking whack-a-moling his cock into women. I mean, poor guy can't keep his dick out of a girl, so he's just tuckered out all the time.
He's just tuckered out. Yeah, I just miss him being around. Hold on.
Too.
Before you play that thing, let me say hi to Phil in Virginia. Phil, good morning.
Phil in Virginia with what? I'm just Josh and Phil. Phil, hey, what's up?
What's up, Phil?
Hey, nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just wanted to say thank you guys. You guys got my daughter suspended last week for calling some girl a cunt.
How?
Oh, good.
How are we the problem?
Well, because I listen to you guys on the radio in the morning.
Oh, awesome.
And I try to have it down low, but she's like a fucking sponge. And she called the girl a cunt, and whatever.
Awesome. Good for us.
But the real reason I'm calling to say thank you because I told the principal it was free speech.
Yeah.
Because she can say whatever she wants to.
Well, sir, someone's decorum does count in school. I would always get N's, believe it or not.
Yeah.
In conduct, which meant needs improvement.
Yes.
Right.
That was what I would get.
But still. The U.S. is...
your stomach virus. I gotta go home.
Too politically correct. If somebody wants to be an asshole, let them be a fucking asshole.
I don't know if we're too politically correct. I haven't heard that before. Why do you think so?
Yeah. I think 5-day suspension for those gals doing the N-word thing is plenty. Everyone just relax. Everyone forgets that they did stupid, silly things in school as well.
Exactly.
Thank you, Phil. I gotta go. Let's say hi to Trucker Dan. Dan?
I heard the new diversity training program was going to be headed up by Bruce Mittman. Is that true?
Wow, a Bruce Mittman reference. God, I miss Brucey. He doesn't like me telling the stories anymore on the show because he told me in a text message. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this that it hurts his business every time I tell an old Bruce Mittman story. He texted me. He's like, could you please tone it down a little bit? I'm losing business. But he would do those diversity training things for me and Anthony back in the day in Boston. But he didn't mean it. He knew he had to just go through the routine. He would sit us down when we would have a bit about whatever, blacks or gays or something. It was all just to try to be funny, but then the groups would come after you, and then Bruce would call us down to his office to have a little meeting, and then the special interest groups would talk to us why we shouldn't be joking about being gay or joking about being black or whatever. And then as soon as they left, Bruce is like, now boys, get back in the air and just continue, doing what you were doing. So he would just go, he would go through the exercise knowing it was all fucking bullshit.
Okay.
I didn't think it was listening to me, so I had to stop talking.
No, I was listening. You stopped with a hard period, and then backed away from the mic.
And then there was a day where he came in with a big giant check, and he actually looked at us and said, "Because of you boys, I got to deliver this check to the Schwoogies."
Oh,
wow!
Yeah,
that was one of the photo ops that he did for us to save our jobs.
Should have just got those girls to deliver it from a picture.
He thought to make everything go away was to deliver a giant check, because our CD at the time, a lot of that money went to a charity. And then it was time to deliver the check. So he decided instead of a small check, maybe in an office somewhere, he would make it into a big publicity stunt. So he had a huge check made.
I hate the big checks.
And then he came in as we were doing our radio show, because he was on his way to meet with them, and said, because of you guys, instead of playing golf, I got to deliver this check to the Schwoogies. And he walked out with a giant check. I'll never forget it. He looked like a fool, because he couldn't have been more than 5'5" himself, so the check was bigger than him. Oh, I miss that guy. But he goes, please don't tell these stories anymore. It hurts my business.
What does he do now? What's his business?
I don't even know. I think
child pornography. It's very weird. And he's afraid. A lot of people don't go for that type of humor.
Oh, he runs
kidding, of course, before I get sued. I'm joking.
He runs a bunch of radio stations. He was trying to get me during the last contract negotiation to move on and do some shit for his small radio stations. I'm like, no thanks, Bruce.
Wow.
If you get bigger stations, then maybe we could talk.
Yeah.
And I think he has a consulting business up there in Boston. I'm not saying the name of his company. He told me, don't fucking tell these stories. It hurts business.
Oh, is that what he looks like? I never even saw what he looked like before.
I love this guy for real. I love Bruce.
I don't know him. I've never met him.
Even though he never paid us fairly. He knew we didn't have an agent, so he killed us in negotiations. He destroyed us, that son of a bitch. So I'll continue telling my Bruce Mittman stories. But, yeah, giant check. Anyway.
Who was the other one? There was another PD you guys had that I never met. It was,
well, that's the general manager. He was the main guy.
No, not Dave Douglas. There was a guy at NEW who I think was right before
Gary Wall?
Yeah, that's the guy.
You never met Gary Wall?
Not to my... if I met him, it was... I think Ken Stevens was there when I went.
Wow. And Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Gary Wall. He was really close with Jimmy Kimmel. I really did like Gary. We were in a tough spot there, though. So it got a little intense. Because Gary knew that me and Anthony could turn that whole fucking station around. But then you had all the old jocks that were fighting it. The company was fighting it. Then Gary Wall was told he can't play rock music and he can't play alternative rock music. So he had to find records that were in between those two categories. So he was in a tough fucking spot.
Like, what was an example of something you could play?
Sheryl Crow was a safe one.
Awesome.
Trying to think, but he couldn't touch the classic rock. He couldn't touch the grunge rock. So it was like Third Eye Blind is a great example.
Right. All right.
Of a band that fit in this weird category. So, I don't know. I liked Gary a lot, and then they moved on from him and brought in Ken Stevens and Jeremy.
Yeah, those are the guys I remember.
And then finally they turned it into a talk station. But before that, it was like they were trying to find music that people would actually listen to. No one was going to listen to Third Eye Blind. You would listen to Third Eye Blind every once in a while, maybe. If you heard a song every once a month, you'd be okay with that. But it was in like heavy rotation.
And Carol Miller, by the way, old Carol Miller.
Oh boy, is she a bad girl?
I don't.
Where's E-Rock?
A whole thing with her and I don't even know if they said they're just friends. Jim Kerr over at 104.3. He's been a very popular.
He used to work here
guy.
too. We used to see him every day, just hanging outside next to the computer. Get Eric in here because we were talking about this last week, and
We didn't talk about it on the air, though. I read it when I was in the
I don't
diner.
want to talk about it on the air because she loves suing people.
Well, what's suing for what?
She's another person that loves suing people.
I don't know.
Or attempting to sue people or threatening to sue people.
Well, I think isn't someone suing her, and that's why this came out?
Yeah, let E-Rock talk about this shit.
I don't know the story.
Carol Miller is, I'll do it in quotes. She's a legend, a radio legend.
She's pretty well known, though. I remember when I met her, I was happy to meet her.
She's all right. I don't have any issues with her anymore, but holy shit, she was exhausting back in the day. Exhausting because she was fighting me and Anthony when it was obvious it was time for a change, and she completely believed that the music was still getting it done. Remember those days, Eric? Even though you weren't working for us?
Where she had to sit in the office and not look at you until you walked past?
That was not... And then people blamed me for that. That was Ken Stevens and Jeremy's... No, or was it Gary Wall at the time? I forget who. That was their solution. Because she would come into the studio every day and we would just fucking battle it out. Most of it was off air. And then they decide this is not good for anybody. So they forced her. I had nothing to do with this. I'm going on record. And they made her wait in the mailroom until we walked by her in the hallway. And then she was allowed to go to the studio.
Yeah.
That's how ugly it was getting.
I thought of you this morning when I was having my cereal.
And then you threw up?
No.
Oh.
Jesus. I had a bowl of nagelberries. What was that? Nagelberries are delicious.
So what's the Carol Miller story? Be careful, man. This broad loves mixing it up.
Just going by what was in the New York Post.
Why don't we look it up while we're talking? Let's get the story.
I'd rather read it word for word. So on record, we're just reading a newspaper article.
I think she denies that they had any type of affair, and that she is saying they were just what's the word?
Co-workers?
Not co-workers, but
co-workers?
No.
Co-workers?
Not maybe
coexisting.
What's a word of somebody? Oh my God, an equal, a peer,
just peers?
No, a fellow, a contemporary, or whatever the word is.
Co-worker?
They were just co-workers.
Let's just go with co-workers. Yeah, let's circle back to just co-workers.
Young Captain, pick that boat up, drop right down where you need it.
Hey, I'll say this. I do have to say something. So I do respect Carol Miller, though, in the end, because she at least had the balls to face us, in person. All the other guys were doing their shit behind the scenes and were really fucking dirty.
Except Scott Muni.
No, Scott Muni was amazing. I've always said that. And people know I've never had a bad word to say about Scott Muni. He was the one that we had to kiss his ring, basically, and he accepted that we were going to change things around, and he was totally cool with it.
You bash him off air a lot, though, which is really weird. You'd be like, I'm so glad that cunt is gone. I'm like, why would you say that? It's really nice, dude.
But Carol Miller, at least she faced us.
Yeah.
At least she faced us and was battling in person. The other guys, they were... I see some of these guys still walking around this place, and I just look at them like, ugh, fuck it.
This guy's here who worked there?
Well, there's a couple still.
Oh.
There's a couple.
Jim Kerr does stuff here. Carol does stuff here.
No, Jim Kerr wasn't part of that whole anybody.
No, I know. I was just...
Anyway, so let's get to the Carol Miller, who I do respect in the end, because she at least had the balls to fucking...
Just look up,
speak her mind in front of us.
Not DJ Affair. Pick up Carol Miller, Jim Kerr. My God.
It was the front page of the Post on Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, really? Front page they went with this story?
Bottom front page, yeah.
No, and you know me, I get up, I do, I do, like I said, I joke, but I do my hiney hole Kegels, and I was reading the paper, and I was very shocked.
Let's see.
It's quite a process.
It sure is.
Here we go. Rock star romances haunt DJ amid love triangle legal battle. Wow.
Sorry.
It says here.
What? Just the way you read it. I'm sorry.
That headline sounded exhausting.
I know.
A Manhattan real estate agent is using radio DJ Carol Miller's lurid tell-all autobiography against her in a steamy legal battle involving allegations of a love triangle and a barroom brawl.
Yeah, the Post is taking some liberties.
Home seller Amber Wood claims Miller maliciously had her arrested after a confrontation at an Upper East Side bar in 2012. The married Miller had been there with fellow New York radio legend Jim Kerr, who Wood claims is Miller's secret lover.
Yeah, apparently they're saying they're just friends, and like the real estate lady said they were involved.
Why are they out to dinner? I mean, what are you discussing?
Oh, radio stuff. What'd you do today? I played some records. How about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking
me too.
I'm thinking of sagging Leonard Skinner after the Jethro Tull record. Do you think it's a good idea?
How about a 3 for Thursday?
Right. I'm thinking of brand new 2 for Tuesdays that have never been played on the radio before.
Do you think they were just doing like radio breaks to each other over meatballs?
What kind of ramp do you use for this song?
I have, if you play music for a living, I have no respect for you. None.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, some guys are good at it.
There's a couple. There's a couple.
I have a music show.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy.
It's called Jim Norton's Obsessed on Ozzy's Boneyard. Every evening, I spin records. As I like to say, that's how I open my shows.
Do you say anything in between the records though?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I'll go on. No,
you're not just introing the records. Those are the people I have no respect for.
I do one break up front where I'm like, hello, and I usually read an email. People email me at The Real Jim Norton. I play their 13-song playlist, and I'll pop out and I'll chat for a minute in the middle. And I do like two and a half breaks.
That's a little better.
You should do.
Sorry.
You should do a show.
I apologize.
Where you're, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, good.
You should do a show where you're doing the same cadence in your videos. If you did that as the intro to all your songs.
Well, it's not my... I can't steal his thing.
Oh, okay. Well, whose thing is that?
Don't, Eric.
Well, that's peculiar wording, because I thought it was his.
What?
No.
What happened?
He's talking about Kirk Cinnamon.
What?
He's talking about Kirk Cinnamon.
You got a new character?
Oh, no, it's a different person. Let's get back to the story.
I wasn't aware. Okay.
All right, wait. Let's tease that for after the break because we're going to need time to really take all that in. I was not aware of Kirk Cinnamon.
No, it's Kirk.
Never ends.
Kirk?
Yes,
Kirk Cinnamon? Let me write this down.
Kirk Cinnamon would be awful.
Kirk
That
Cinnamon.
would just be silly.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
like that name?
Is this a new guy? Like I haven't heard this guy. Is he a new guy?
Honest to God, I saw a reference to it on Twitter last night, and I Googled it, and nothing came up. I swear that happened.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're gonna
keep
do
telling yourself that.
We're gonna do Kirk Cinnamon after the break.
So what's up with Carol?
We're gonna need some time on that. I do have to say that I do like Christine Stone.
Okay.
And the dude that used to be on MTV.
Colleague was the word I was looking for. My friend Jess just texted me. Colleague. God damn it.
Christine Stone says some shit between the records. And the dude from MTV.
Matt Pinfield.
No.
Matt's a good egg. Matt plays
I haven't heard
yeah.
Matt's show. So,
Mark Goodman?
Yeah, Mark.
Okay.
Mark says some things between the records that is pretty good as well. But the DJs that just give you a laundry list of what you just heard, it's like I don't. It's right on my display. You're right. Not needed anymore.
It's just a reason. I actually catch myself doing that. Like I'll be like, all right, that was who do I play on my hard rock stuff? I play. That was. Melanie, like I'll play, I get a brand new pair of roller skates, and I'll say something like I remember the first time I roller skated, and I'll tell a little story.
All right, good,
and gets a big laugh. Mm-hmm. But no, I catch myself doing that, and because of this show, I'm like, I'm a back-selling cocksucker. I shut up. Like you just do that stuff because you don't know what else to say.
Right.
That was Over the Mountain by who cares? You just fucking heard it.
Yeah.
So I just talk a little bit, and that's it. I feel like my show is a little too sloppy. And it should be a little bit tighter, like a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But there's a line between these fucking pros who are so smooth it's boring and plastic, and what I do, which is a little sloppy.
Well, I think they if this place is going to have music jocks, they should let them open it up and show their personality.
Yes.
I don't even blame them because I think a lot of these guys could do it if they didn't have their hands tied. But fuck, man, half these guys, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Just play another fucking alternative rock song. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, where were we in this legal barroom brawl? Okay.
The lady barroom brawl, yes.
I'll go back to home seller Amber Wood claims Miller maliciously had her arrested after a confrontation at an Upper East Side bar in 2012. The married Miller had been there with fellow New York radio legend Jim Kerr, who Wood claims is Miller's secret lover. Wood, 56, says no fight happened. But Miller, 62, claims that Wood started ranting like a madwoman over Kerr, whom she once dated and violently grabbed Miller's arm. You're a pig. You're a slut. You're a whore.
Opie, that's you. I'm not going along with that type of stuff.
I know where you live. I know your husband, Wood allegedly told Miller, according to court papers. So this is in the courts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wood, however, denies she ever laid a hand on Miller, who does a syndicated Led Zeppelin radio show called
"Oh No,
Get the Lead Out."
Let me tell you something. As a radio person, you can't be happy. That would be like if I got arrested for something, and they would be like, "Jim is known for his poignant observations on how girls' farts tend to be quiet and stinky."
Yeah.
Like, oh no, Jim's observations on plain food have been legendary in the comedy world. Oh, boo!
Every rock station in America did Get the Lead Out when I was coming up. And is it a syndicated show?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Because there's no live DJs on a lot of these rock stations anymore. So she's in all these small markets that they just put a pre-recorded show in to fill time.
I always thought it was Get the Lead Out. It never made sense. The way you just read it made sense. I never got that.
Get the Lead Out. It notes that the charges of assault and harassment were dropped. Now she is suing Miller for malicious prosecution and claims there's proof that Miller is a jealous wildcat in the pages of her 2012 autobiography, Up All Night, My Life in Times and Rock Radio.
That's the fun part. This girl went through Carol's book and just used every story that she talked about hooking up with rock stars and other radio people or whatever, and brought that and put that in the court papers saying this is proof of her character, this is what she's doing now.
Was she ever bangable?
Oh, God,
Carol?
yeah. In that picture, yeah. Fuck yeah. In that picture on her book, I would have thought Carol. No, she looked good when I met her. For I'm not into women. Like, once they hit 25, it's a fucking very fucking slippery slope down into obscurity.
But it's a tough sell at that point.
Oh, my God.
Very tough sell.
Absolutely. Once those opinions are fully formed. No, she was really cute back in those days. She was pretty when I met her, and she was probably, she's 62 now. She was probably...
She looks all right on the cover of her book, but she's wearing like a men's... I don't know, sports coat or something.
Yeah, that's a little shit. But that looks like like a 1981, 1982. That's how they dressed back then. That was, look, with the big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
The fucking 80s look, yeah.
The Wild Tome recalls Miller's romances with rock royalty, such as Aerosmith's Steven Tyler.
Whoa!
Kisses Paul Stanley.
All right. Good for Paul.
Jim's jealous.
Glad Paul fucked her. Hope he fucked her well. Give it to her in the ass, Star Child.
I'm going to help you out right now. We don't know if Paul Stanley fucked Carol Miller. That's where you could get in trouble.
They're saying she got it from her book.
Yeah, but it says the Wild Tome recalls Miller's romances. That doesn't mean they were actually...
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to, for real, try to help you out just to make sure here.
Well, one, it's the Post saying, and two, they're saying that it's lifted from the book.
But they didn't say fucking. They're saying wild romances. That could be just some whining and dining and some finger popping maybe, or just some French kissing.
Paul Stanley
doesn't mean that
sued
Paul
me
put his hog in her.
Because I implied that the Star Child fucked her ass. If I had to, I would say, you know what? I want a jury trial with the Star Child himself, and then I'd become friends with him. Yeah. I would just question him on the stand. So have you ever heard of me? Could we take a picture together?
You would be your own lawyer?
Yes, I would, because I would question Paul Stanley, and I would position myself next to him. Could you look at this? And I would could you look at the court? And I would have people take pictures.
Would you insist he dress in full costume?
I want you in the Destroyer outfit. Yes, I would. The 76 Paul Stanley Destroyer outfit. And I want the other guys in here as character witnesses. I'd have the whole band in there, and I'd get my kiss photo. I'd be so happy.
The trial would be like 8 weeks.
I'd be a happy boy.
Because you're cuffed.
8 lousy weeks. You're forcing all of KISS to be in the courtroom.
It would, and to test their signatures, they'd have to sign the photo.
Right.
And then we'd settle out of court.
So we don't know what kind of romancing the paper is referring to.
No, we don't.
We really have to make that clear. So the Wild Tome recalls Miller's romances with rock royalty such as Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, Kisses Paul Stanley, and David Coverdale.
Yeah, he smelled good. We remember we had him in. He fucking smelled great. Or did I interview him on the Boneyard? He was great.
I barely remember talking to David Coverdale. Did we, or was that you?
Might have been me. I don't know. I know
we're jaded around here. We talked to so many famous people.
Yeah.
I think we did talk to them, though. Yeah. I feel like we did.
I'll have to look.
Of the 1980s glam rock group Whitesnake. In her court papers, Wood, a Midtown East resident, says Miller's own telling of her life story makes her sound vengeful and promiscuous. This is where I stopped reading, by the way. I tapped out of this story. I was bored. So now we got to read the rest of it?
It would make sense.
Where did you stop?
She recounts numerous trysts with married men. Wood says she claims that a man attempted to rape her. Well, wow. Why would I stop reading this? This is getting crazy now. A man attempted to rape her and claims that she was repeatedly sexually harassed by coworkers and radio station program directors.
Was she?
When we came back Tuesday after Martin Luther King Day, when I brought the paper into you, I said, do you recall any of this?
No, this must be way back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been on New York radio forever.
When did she start?
I don't
70s?
I'd say late 70s.
Oh.
I'll look.
I don't think anyone was even looking at her by the time we were around. Is that bad to say?
No, I mean, she's a little older. How long ago did you guys go on NW? 2000, say?
Oh, my
90,
God.
90,
We started in 98.
Okay, so she was in her
98,
40s.
she was still in her 40s. What is that now?
44?
18 years, 44 years ago? I mean, 44 years?
Yeah.
She was all right. She was all right. She also says that before the confrontation at the now shuttered bar, Fetch, Miller was seething that Kerr, who is Woods' ex-boyfriend, still shared custody of a dog with the broker. Miller, who strongly denies any romance with Kerr, has been married to sound engineer Paul Logus for over 20 years. Oh, that guy used to want to... He used to want to punch me in the face at the Christmas parties. This guy was a monster.
He worked at NEW too?
No, but he came to all the Christmas parties, and he fucking hated us. Oh, I remember I remember that I was close to getting a beating from this guy. He was at least, I would say he's 6'4", if I had to guess at this point. Last month, Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Cynthia Kern, close to Kerr, Kern, said the suit could proceed because Wood made sufficient claims that the DJ initiated the criminal proceeding based on malice. All right, are we done with this?
Maybe she was stalking him.
Let's see. In court papers, he says the case stems from Wood's paranoid and mistaken belief that his client, a well-known radio personality, was involved in an affair with a love interest of Wood's, who she had an unhealthy obsession with, and who Miller had worked with as a colleague. Using your word, Jimmy.
That's right.
For over 40 years.
Yeah, so they're denying it, and I guess, at least according to the story, Jim Kerr dated that lady. So I don't know if they really hooked up or if the lady's just a jealous ex. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know I've had my share of both. I've had my share of seedy things, and I've had my share of crazy ones who, so I've had a few crazies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I looked it up. Carol started her New York radio career in 1973 at WNEW.
Wow, okay, that's a longer time than I would have thought.
27 and 16, 43. She was 19 years old?
This New York Times article from 2013 says she was 62 at that time.
No, I did the math already.
Okay, so yeah, I guess so.
19. There she is with Ringo Starr. She looks all right.
She looks great there. Yeah, she's cute.
She looked all right back in the day. Jewish broad? She's a Jewish broad, right?
I don't know.
Why do you got to say it like that?
Huh?
Why do you have to say it like that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's angry.
I have no issues with Carol Miller. That's so many years ago. And like I said, I did respect her for speaking up in front of us, at least. Instead of that dirty shit that the rest of the guys were doing.
She had a little sexy vibe to her.
Including recording us. We had a guy that recorded us, me and Ant's conversations.
Sound engineer, that's his job.
And he works fucking here.
Really?
Yes, I say this all the time. He works here. I fucking hate him every time I see him. I purposely walk the other way.
Let's show walk past him, make it uncomfortable.
Because what's his name was suing us, and then this guy was secretly recording us. We were part of that massive lawsuit.
Who sued you?
The morning guy. What was his name?
I don't know.
I don't even want to say his name because then all that other shit happened with that guy, and then his son threatened to beat me up if I talked about that other shit that happened with that guy. So
his son threatened to beat you up?
Yes, over Twitter.
Ugh.
A lot of people threaten to beat you up.
That's true. Get in line, kid.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? No, his father had some major other problems that happened.
Yeah, allegations. I mean, it's not...
Yeah, I'm not talking about that shit. I am not talking about that shit. I'm in a positive place these days.
Me too.
Holy fuck.
But it's still.
But we were part of a massive lawsuit with this guy. And then his pal, who was a sound engineer, was recording us. Because when these mics are off, you could still record them.
Can you still?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't say shit in here. If I walk in this room, I just assume we're being recorded the entire time. I don't say shit. Because Bruce Mittman did the same shit back in Boston.
Yeah, why do you like him so much? He fucked your contract negotiations and secretly taped you? That's horrid.
I don't know why. No, that thing. And God bless Anthony, because he fucking figured it out.
It was a closet, right?
I was acting as our quote, and I put it in quotes as our agent, because we had no representation. So me and Ant would talk about like our strategy on how to try to get more money, because we were making no money, nothing up there, and we were killing it. And then we learned that there was a technology where Bruce, sorry, Bruce, but you know it's true, he could call a phone number, and all he had to do was dial into his phone number, and he could hear what's going on in the studio when the mics were off, when we weren't broadcasting. Right. And then me and Ann are sitting there going, holy fuck, we've been talking about like how we're going to like, you know, strategize for this new contract. And then Ann figured it out. There was this, I think it was a closet.
Right.
Oh, no.
And
was he in it? Oh, no.
These are crazy stories, man. And in the closet, Ann figured out that there's one wire. If you just disconnect it, then Bruce can't call in and hear us anymore. So right before our show, Ant's whole routine was he would go in the closet and unscrew this fucking wire so Bruce couldn't call in to hear what we were saying when the mics were off. And then at 7 o'clock when our shift ended, Ant's routine was to hook it back up.
Wow.
And then we would see Bruce in the hallways, but he couldn't say anything to us, but we both knew. Like, he knew that we were on to him.
That's funny.
Sounds like a terrific dude.
Yeah.
I loved him. I don't know why. I loved Bruce. He did, because I know why, because he fought our battles as far as our content went. Yeah. He was not he really fucking fucked us over, as far as business goes. But as far as content went, he understood what we were doing, told Dave Douglas to shut his fucking trap and let, me and Anthony do our thing. That's why I loved the guy in the end. He never said no to any of the shit we were doing on the air. He understood all of it. He would guide us a little bit and say, look, make sure you cover your ass with this and that. But he never said no to us. Never. And every other PD absolutely did. So, are you done with the Carol Miller? You added a lot there, Eric.
Well, you read the article, so...
What were we going to add?
I was going to tell you the story, but we put
I added all sorts of shit through this thing. Now, you
worked with her. I was just telling you the story that you didn't know about.
She came in and basically told us, she goes, look, you do it your way, and I'll do it my way, and we'll see who wins. And we had no name recognition yet, and absolutely no ratings.
In just a couple of months, gone.
And we destroyed.
And that's when you started
destroyed her.
Smashing the world's largest rock and roll library.
Yeah, and people thought that was a bit, but it wasn't. That was fun. They got really fucking mad. Hey, I see that guy. Go up again. Who's this guy? No, go down again. Sorry.
I wish it was Mark David Chapman.
Go down. Or this guy. I see him walking his dog every Saturday morning when I'm wandering around my neighborhood.
You know who that is?
Yeah, Mason Reese.
Justin. Oh,
sorry.
Horrible.
You look like Mason Reese.
I don't look like Mason Reese.
You look like Mason Reese.
I do not look like Mason Reese.
He was one of those kids that did all those commercials.
He was the Dinty Moore kid.
Oh, the little guy.
Yeah. And he looks like he's on his last leg, and he walks his dog every Saturday morning when I'm getting coffee in the morning. Yeah. Do you remember this kid? Remember this kid, Jimmy, growing up?
Yep.
He lives in our neighborhood, and he all he does is walk his fucking dog.
Yeah, he was weird looking. I didn't like him. I would turn the TV off. Who's that little old man, baby? He has a hairdo like Prince Valiant. I can't even flog it when these commercials come on. I don't like him.
Yeah, that's not a good-looking kid.
No, he's not.
But America loved this kid for a while. Look at him on the cover of TV Guide.
Yeah, he looked like a little British old man baby. I hated him. I'd be watching the damn Pampers commercial, and this Mason Reese would come on. Womp womp. God damn it!
What's wrong with him?
I don't know what's wrong.
He's ugly.
He can't be 5 foot tall when I see him now. He was born in 1965. He's only 50, almost 51.
Yeah.
There was something that says whatever happened to. Could you go to that article? Because I could tell you what happened to him. He walks his dog every weekend, and he goes out there before the people are out and about. Because I don't think he wants to be recognized
people
anymore.
Stare at him.
Yeah, because he's one of those guys. You're like, I know that guy from somewhere. And then one day I finally figured it out. Huh?
Just out of horror, because he's really creepy looking. I don't know if he has some kind of like, I don't know the story on him. Does he have some kind of physical thing, or is he just...
No, he's just weird looking.
Just one of those weird dudes.
There's a
Tiny Tim thing.
In 1990, they did a Whatever Happened To.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Whatever Happened to Mason Reese, 1990.
Yeah. That's 25 years ago.
E Plus Network is faster than...
He owned a bar downtown, and I used to go there with a friend. Yeah, and he would be sitting there at the bar, and he'd just be like,
did he have money or no? Only had money.
I don't know.
I think he made a lot of money in the 70s because, he was everywhere for a while. I think he was just one of those kids that had a bummer kidney. We had a few of those growing up where you get a bummer kidney and it stunts your growth.
Like Gary Coleman?
Yeah, there was a few of them, right?
But, I've been thinking. There's something missing in my life.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We got Sam Morril here, and we got
we're not doing this shit.
Bunch of men.
I just want to. It popped up on the Google images, and it reminded me that I do see this kid almost every.
Not a kid.
Almost every weekend.
He's a 50-year-old man.
He's a kid. Look at him.
He's not a kid.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
You're not allowed to say that.
And I don't know that there's anything wrong with him.
Really?
I think he...
medically something went awry. Don't you think?
There he is. Who was he talking to back then?
Mike Douglas.
Boo! I don't like this kid.
I may have called you crazy. I know that isn't true. I may have fussed and fooled around, as some kids mostly like to do.
Boo!
But I just love to be co-host and get to know you more.
He's 30 years old in this clip.
That's what friends are for.
Why don't you muscle up, crybaby? Soak your head in gravy and mail it to the branch of the armed services. I don't remember a song. My diabetes medicine makes me very lightheaded. I hated that when his little fat ugly face scrunched up and the tears squirted out. I'll give you something to cry about. Good slap to your ugly face.
You get so mad your fist
I
clenched.
hated him. Yeah, I hated him. How would you feel if you were watching a pornographic film and all of a sudden fucking sauerkraut showed up on the screen?
Oh my God.
I just drooled.
I know, I see that. Yeah, do this.
It's all green from avocado.
I've got to post Raisin Bran. Cause I just wanted to tell you, this cereal's got a lot of delicious raisins. And I get fun stickers too. Just peel them off, and you can stick them on almost
anything.
It's really
tough to look at.
I like those fun stickers. Hey, look, someone's got a fun sticker on their hiney. Let me get it off.
Did you see in those fun stickers, they put a yellow Jewish star on a little boy?
All right.
Yeah, but that's sort of what they did in the Holocaust.
Kids could have fun, too.
Yeah, but they put a yellow Jewish star on people and put them on trains.
Why are you taking the fun away from the kids?
I'm not. Just look at that. They didn't just pick like a regular star.
About the cereal.
That's a Jewish star.
What, only adults are allowed to have fun?
No, that's not really fun. That's the Holocaust.
I didn't know.
6 million people died.
Oh, I don't know about stars, yellow stars.
Green clover.
Good call,
diamonds.
man. Fuck yeah, they put a yellow star.
A yellow star right on. Look at that.
Wow.
A yellow star of David.
Yeah, that's a good whoosh. That is a little fucked up.
That's a little fucked up.
Jesus
the kid's
Christ.
fucked up. How the hell did he sell any Raisin Bran? He's tough to look at.
Get your friends onto the train faster. Holy shit.
I'm going to have to talk to him next time I see him. I usually just wave at him and just let him be. He struggles down the sidewalk with his little dog.
So that's his claim to fame, is just commercials from the 70s?
You don't remember this? He's before your time?
Yeah.
He was on like Love Boat. He was on everything.
He was everywhere for
didn't he have
a few years.
One important role that everybody knows him from?
And then one lousy pubic hair and his career was done.
Uh-oh.
That one hair sprouted and they said goodbye. Yeah, he never made it into adulthood as far as his career goes. I don't think.
Underwood deviled ham.
That's tomato salad, like I told her. Mom, you plus Underwood is like having a Bundesmord.
You said it wrong, you dumb, ugly, fat baby.
You notice they have the good-looking kids actually eating the product. They don't let him eat the product because they know that's going to horrify the people.
I used to hate that. I remember that one. I'm looking at the one on the left, and all of a sudden, Buggersmord. Like someone spilled hot coffee on my genitals.
And for love, let the soul without face. Everyone,
Benjamin Button.
place.
Yeah.
Come on with.
Oh, I wish that someone was singing this to him and smacking his face, cutting off his little pants. Clockwork Orange, that's what he ought to be doing. Singing in the rain.
Just like Mickey Rooney.
I wish he was singing, I'm drowning in a puddle. I'm singing in the glubba, glubba, glubba.
Pillow on your face.
Yeah, pillow on your face, you little hiney in the air. That stupid denim hat. I hate denim hats. He ain't even a good dancer. Gregory Hines, now that's a good one. That O.S.O.B. kid, they all dance well, but that Gregory Hines, you give me a Gregory Hines picture, I'll watch it for hours. Oh, there he goes. Get this ugly man baby off TV. I hate him.
It is a man baby.
Yeah, because my body tells me mixed things. Oh, look at how small the body is, Paul. Yeah, but the face, he's in his 70s. My poor penis doesn't know what to do.
Oh, this is horrible.
He's not even a good dancer.
No.
Little old man, white baby dancer. Just go home. Go home. Hide your little ugly face. Stupid hairdo. I hate his hair. Like the Dutch boy. He's trying to be the Dutch boy because he knew that I loved him.
God, Michael Douglas loved this kid.
Yeah, sure he did. Mike and I traded emails one time. I'll trade you 3 Mason Reeses for a Ricky Schroeder. I'm like, I ain't giving that picture up. I got the shirtless one from Avalon.
Wow, really?
Yeah, Ricky was down there shooting a champ, and he was shirtless, waving. And there I was with my Polaroid.
Mason Reese, why are we doing this?
Ugly man, baby, go away.
It's really tough to look at.
Yeah, you're telling me. Try coming to it. Impossible. My poor penis didn't know what to do. It would be all limp, and I'd be yanking it. Really bad. It looked like one of those things they stand outside a Jiffy Lube. One of those tall wind things. Yeah, I hated that boy. Get him off my screen. Yeah.
He did at Dunkin Donuts.
Sure he did. Oh, God, the rest of them know.
Well, this is what a munchkin looks like. They have them down at Dunkin Donuts in quite a few flavors, like Tingly Jelly and Cheery Chocolate.
Ah, the cute one, yay! Yay, they're all eating donuts. Yay! Ugly baby, boo! Boo, ugly boy!
The big bunch basket or the great big...
They won't let the kid, all the other cute kids get to eat the product, and they don't let him eat.
No, not at all. He's a little munchkin box carrier. That's what he ought to do. Take the little munchkin boxes to his ugly face and make him walk around with them. Who's the ugly munchkin box baby boy? Let's hurt him.
Good old Mason Reese. I'll say hi to him this weekend.
You should say hi to him.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
I have before, but I just leave him alone. He looks miserable.
No.
He's very big. He's very wide.
Yeah.
Very wide. All right, why don't we take a break? Sam Morrill's here.
Yes, we have Dominic Monaghan coming in later.
Yes, from, we know, Wild, what the fuck?
Wild Things.
Thank you. Yeah, Wild Things.
I haven't
watched Wild Things in a while. I used to like that fucking show.
On the Travel Channel.
Yeah, Dom, he's great too, man. I like him a lot. So he'll be in about 10 o'clock, and Sam Morril will join us next. Jimmy's got some things.
Oh. I have a mouthful of egg. It's cold. Louisville next week. Not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Nice.
And then the tour starts up February 11th in Chicago. But 4 through 6, I'm in Louisville.
Right around the corner. A little over 2 weeks before that tour starts. All right. We'll be back. Of course we will. Stay there. We have Sam Morril back in studio. We're happy about that. Last week we had you in, but I don't know. What was going on that we felt like we should give you a little more time to shine?
I don't know. You're being generous.
I think we just like you.
Thank you.
Sam Morril is back today, so welcome, sir. There's somebody we're going to talk about right after the break.
It would be Jimmy's new character.
No, I don't have a new character.
You have a new character?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No.
I thought
No.
It's a Kirk something?
Kirk Cinnamon?
Yeah, nothing to talk about. He's a hit. Everybody loves him.
Where is Kirk Cinnamon?
You've seen him.
I don't know if I've seen Kirk Cinnamon yet.
Yeah, you have. He's been all over my...
Let me see Kirk
He's
Cinnamon.
a very encouraging guy. There he is.
Oh, you just named the character.
Sure.
Let me hear Kirk Cinnamon.
Everyone loves it. Good early morning to you. There's two of me. No, I'm just playing tricks on you. About to do a little shooting and filled to the rim with gratitude. Crazy ride in, slipping and sliding all over, but made it safe and sound. And just wanted to wish you just a good day and see you a little later, hopefully.
Oh my God, I love it. I love how you're just leaning up against the mirror there.
Sure, everybody loves
very comfortably.
Everybody loves two Kirks.
No one likes one.
Two's better than one. We all know that.
Always.
That's
what I
These are hard for me to watch, even.
Why?
The good-natured video. I saw the one where you fooled everyone, making everyone think you were in the blizzard and you weren't. Oh, can I see that one again? I just didn't see the new one, and I didn't know you named him Kirk Cinnamon.
Kirk.
Sorry, Kirk.
Like Captain.
I know Kirk Cinnamon. I'm
But
sorry.
you keep saying the other one.
Here it is.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I'm trying to weather out the storm. Huh? I'm just having a little bit of fun with you. I may be stuck here in Arizona for an extra day because of the weather. I know. Cry me a river. I'm just sending out some well-wishings to all you folks there dealing with the white stuff and shoveling your way out of trouble. All you big applers muscling through. It's nice. I think that's gentle.
I think they need an ending. No?
They have one.
Yeah?
For 30 seconds.
Okay.
It's a timing issue.
It's a timing issue with the...
Yeah.
The ending, though, the ending is love. You know what I mean?
This is my
pure love.
Yeah.
It's my swan song.
Yeah. It's awkward for that last second or two because you're thinking he's going to say something to wrap it all up.
I can't watch these.
Let's see this one.
Paging old man Winter. You're not needed. Crazy travel day, but I'm not going to let old man Winter get me down. I'm heading out there to Scottsdale, AZ, and just been Big Appling all day, but don't let old man Winter get you down. Just smile and say, bring it on, old man Winter, because it's not going to get me down. People thought I said old man Winter too many times.
I don't think you said it enough.
You got to say it more.
Yeah.
Go to Jim Norton on the old Twitter for that and much more.
There's really no discussion. It's just
it's wonderful.
Drives people crazy.
Could people stop dying in their fucking cars?
I don't want to read while we were on the air. I
don't want to read about this anymore. Stop it.
Who died?
Yeah, people go in their cars to get warm, and the tailpipe isn't cleared.
Yeah.
So they're fucking poisoning themselves in the cars and dropping dead.
If it happened in the summer, it'd be hilarious. But the fact that it's happening in the winter is understandable. Because this one guy he shoveled into his Lexus, gets in the car, he's warming it up. Fucking snowplow comes by and plows him in by mistake.
Oh man!
And I guess he realized something's wrong because it must have clogged his tailpipe. And they said he was actually holding his phone with his hand on the door when he fucking was found.
Wow.
And the other guy in Patterson, it's a miserable story to anyone who wants to believe in God.
They're all miserable.
Do the right thing.
What happened in Patterson?
Guy is shoveling. He's got his wife and two little kids in the car just staying warm while he shovels. And I guess the tailpipe and his wife and one of his little fucking babies died. And I think his other daughter is hanging out. It's just a miserable.
There was another one with a mom
and
a very young kid. Or that's different.
That's the one.
You sure?
In Jersey.
Or is there a couple of them?
Oh, I don't know.
I think there's another one.
I think that's the one that was New Jersey.
You sure that's just it?
Yeah, I think it's the same one.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I can't read these things. They're horrifying.
No.
Clear your tailpipe. It's too late for those
I barely have a license, so I don't even pay attention to car stories ever. You know?
Really?
It can never happen to me.
So...
Yeah, we'll see how you feel if Jerry comes calling. Comedians in cars.
I got it. I liked it.
I laughed.
My head went sideways. That's why Jimmy had to say comedians
At least
in cars.
then you die in like a 98 Porsche or something.
What the heck
right?
with a big star? Last thing I'd say is I really admire you.
Oh, we got very good news coming in here.
Good.
Very good news. Let's say hi to Cody in Indiana. Cody.
Hey, I hate Kirk Cinnamon so much. Look, him because he's the guy like beyond that follows you around trying to get you to buy shit you don't want.
Kirk?
Kirk, he's that kind of attitude. I hate that guy.
You know, what you hate is negativity, and Kirk Cinnamon shows you that positivity is the way to go.
I think Jimmy's onto something.
Absolutely.
You should
My
look.
friend commented on a Kirk Cinnamon video. He nailed it. Dan said, cancer doesn't work fast enough.
Well, that's no
I think
need
you gotta
to
look.
wish death.
I
on
think you got to
Kirk.
look within yourself and try to figure out why you hate it so much, sir.
Yeah.
He's gone?
Yep. That's
All
right.
right, he's gone.
Negativity gets you.
All right. TV anchors prank talking about snow, talking about prostitutes and drug dealer. Love these things. What's great about this clip, the anchors have no idea they're being pranked because these people don't really listen. Mediaite.
With his telephone line there, his cell phone line, but hopefully we're going to be able to check back in with him. I do know, I follow him online on social media, and he made mention that they had some downed trees and downed limbs that their crews were helping get off the roadways. Scott McFarlane, who we spoke with a little earlier, talked about how these tree cutting services are on standby.
Right.
And they're just waiting around to do the work as it's needed.
So let's go from Maryland now to...
God damn, that guy has a phenomenal head of hair.
Yeah. He looks like a young Marco Rubio.
Yes, he does. God damn, what a head of hair that kid has. A young fucking karate kid. He should be saving a girl while the rest of them cower in the village.
Bond on the phone. Jason, how's it looking for you guys this morning?
It's a rough morning for sure. We're busy. A lot of our plow trucks are getting held up a bit. It's a lot bigger than what they expected, at this hour. So we're advising everyone, like we've heard all night, just stay off the roads. And if your car gets stuck, just stay away from the vehicle, try to get out of there as soon as possible, and continue on from there.
And Jason, when we talk about cars getting stuck and accidents even at that, we know that the numbers, they were pretty high yesterday, looking from Thursday at midnight into 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, more than 300 accidents. I know a lot of them were in the Richmond area, but we did have a dozen around Fairfax County. And disabled vehicles, there were just as many stranded cars like the ones that we're seeing on the video here. Is that a big problem?
Yeah, that's the prime example. I mean, my drug dealer and my prostitute were on the way, and they couldn't get it delivered. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and we're looking live, Jason, at the Storm Team 4x4 camera. This is on, I believe, 395. Adam Tussa is driving with the Storm Team 4x4, and we see one of those disabled vehicles. It says a lot that this is happening on an interstate, the places that are often cleared first.
Right. The side roads are completely unpassable right now. We have our radio dispatch telling us that constantly, and, deliveries just aren't happening right now, or, any sort of services, EMTs having trouble, all sorts of things.
So because there are people, when the sun comes up, people kind of have this false sense of security that things are going to be okay. We know the snow's going to be coming down. So for people that are traveling out or that need to, what are your words of advice?
Stay bunked down as long as possible, and then check your side, check the main roads, call your friends, family, use your network that you know to see if it's passable. If it's not, don't take a chance. There's no reason for it. The prostitutes will be there tomorrow morning, and we can, have a good time then.
What are your roads to the
Stupid. What happens? They just want to believe? What's wrong with
prostitutes will be there tomorrow morning.
Stayed overnight in a hotel, and I've ran into a few truck drivers. What kind of shifts are they working on to try to keep these roads clear?
I mean, these guys are working, I hate to say it, but almost 20 hours, and there's good call girls in the hotel. They should just stay there.
Okay, thank you so much, Jason Bond, bringing us up to speed on the conditions out on Virginia roadways, and also giving us a lot of good insight and advice. You noticed that we were
That's great.
They have to play it so straight on local news.
But why can't they say...
Did they even catch it or no?
I don't know.
They did.
You don't think they caught it?
You think they caught it but don't know how to handle that?
Don't you think someone in the control room heard it and is trying to signal to them to hang up or something?
Maybe.
I think these are like the backups to the backups to the backup anchors. That's my theory.
They're the ones who make it in like when it's crazy weather.
Sure. Let's go to Bob in Yonkers. Bob, what's going on?
What's up, Hope? How you doing? Jimmy, I just wanted to give you an update on that guy that fell asleep with the phone by his side when he got plowed in.
Yeah.
The guy started the car, and the right-hand side of the car, both two windows were able to be opened. So they're thinking he might commit a little suicide type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, the car was running. The car was running, Jim. Oh. All he had to do was put the windows down, and he would have been saved.
Well, let me ask you, was he just half asleep, and maybe did he just doze off?
No, he was in the car. He went to shovel it out. The plow came by. It plowed him in on the right-hand side by the driver's door. But the passenger side door, which was by the sidewalk, both windows were free and clear. There was no snow on them.
Oh, okay.
But maybe he passed out.
Open windows.
No, maybe they said he was charging his phone. So was he just charging his phone and accidentally dozed off? I mean, that could have happened too.
Yeah, maybe he passed out before he realized he was in trouble. Before he could open those windows. How fast does this happen to a person?
3 to 4 days normally.
3 to 4 days.
Yeah,
wow, he had plenty of time to open those windows.
You think, yeah.
I think it happened so fast, and you don't feel like you're struggling. I've heard you just start feeling tired. So then you're like, you know what? I'm just going to rest a little bit. Next thing you know, you're dead.
Yeah. Well, maybe in a suicide attempt, but these things don't work. A lot of times they've tried that where they say that the snow was put in the tailpipe on purpose. Mm-hmm. And it happened a lot of times in June and July where people will say like there's no snow.
Right.
Oh, God.
By the time you just get in the car, you call your drug dealer and your prostitute, and you're just waiting.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Here you go.
I think it happens so fast you just don't realize that you're in trouble. I don't know for sure.
Sad.
Maybe an expert could fucking call in with that shit.
Yeah. You got one right here.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Well, what's the deal?
Happens.
It happens.
Careful.
It happens.
Be careful, folks. That's my help.
It was murder.
Yeah. This was no accident, Sam. He could have rolled down the passenger window. The carbon monoxide poisoning started, but he was texting his ex-boyfriend. The minuscule amount of...
Trump, I know, has a lot of supporters out there, but he's being kind of a baby this morning.
Oh, poor Don. What's up?
He's being a baby. Well, Fox is going to be doing the next debate, and he's not sure if he's going to show up because of Megyn Kelly.
He'll show up.
He'll show up, right?
Of course he will. Hey, if you can't handle Megyn Kelly...
That's why he's being a baby, because when you become the president, I know what you were going to say, Jimmy, you're going to have to deal with all sorts of journalists.
No, I was going to say he should kill her.
Oh.
You have to let Jimmy finish his sentence.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of journalists that aren't going to see it your way, and you're just going to have to deal with that shit if you're going to be the president. So you can't say you might not show up because she doesn't like you.
I'll tell you, though, that I think he's been great for the process, and what I really want, I want a third party. That's what we need, a third party to duke it out.
Well, we're going to get it, it looks like.
Mike Bloomberg, if he's talking about entering the race as an independent, and he fucking should. Yeah. He's the perfect balance. He annoyed me as mayor because he was a nudge, but financially, he knows what he's doing. He's an empathetic guy. He was a Democrat who then became a Republican. Mm-hmm. He's like the perfect balance. He ain't perfect, but he's better than anybody else who's fucking running.
His third term fucked up his legacy. People kind of liked the first two terms a lot, and then the third one, I think he just ran out of things to do, so then he was just a nudge.
It'd be nice to have like a more reasonable billionaire, though, in the mix.
Yeah, you know? We're going to have 2 billionaires trying to be the president. And then they try to tell us that anyone can be president in this country. That's just not true. I need billions of dollars to even attempt this thing.
Our first Jewish president.
It ain't happening.
Isn't he Jewish?
Yeah, he is Jewish.
But it ain't happening.
What's his name? Lieberman was like our first, I think that was the shot. And then Spitzer was like the shot, and then he fucked it up for Jews for a while.
What happened to him?
He was a bad boy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a couple questions about Bloomberg. First of all, a third party run. Mikey.
Oh.
He doesn't have a shot.
He does have a shot. He
yes, he does.
As winning the presidency as an independent, he doesn't have a shot.
100%.
How much money you guys want to fucking bet?
I
bet you it's not even close.
No. Not if he enters the race. He has
as a third party.
Very good shot.
We're not ready.
I'll tell you why, because he will take from both sides.
He's a billionaire. Trump is fucking driving everybody crazy, and Hillary's got problems.
Yeah,
he has almost no scandal. He was the mayor of New York for 12 years, and he has a lot of stuff he can talk about that he got done.
I don't think he comes close, but he at least starts that whole third party thing and makes it a little more legit.
I disagree.
And then down the road, maybe a third party guy could win it. I don't see it.
He's very reasonable. He's real smart. Bloomberg Radio. He's not a dumb guy.
I understand all that.
Very respected.
But I don't know. There's too many people that want to just vote for their party still.
Sure.
And where does he take votes from?
Everybody. Both sides.
You think both sides?
Absolutely.
Because I was trying to figure that out this morning.
Yeah, he would take it from both sides.
So he would hurt just both sides.
Yep.
He's like a moderate Republican. He's for gay marriage, I think. He's for all that stuff. The hardcore conservatives wouldn't vote for him, but a lot of people who are sick of the status quo.
I don't think he has a shot as a third party candidate.
I would vote for him in a second.
But he's definitely going to jump in this race.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's funny,
because that money is just burning a hole in his pocket.
He also he hasn't had to spend anything. He's coming in late while all these other guys spent like a ton of money.
Do you understand how much money Bloomberg has?
He's got fucking...
Trump has $11 billion. I think Trump's worth about $11 or $12 billion. Bloomberg has $40 to $41 billion.
I get it, but
he has so much more money than Trump.
But he
and they said it's going to cost at least $1 billion.
$1
that
billion.
He's just going to fucking burn. He's just going to burn $1 billion.
I think his kids are not encouraging him. Like, you might not want to do this, Dad.
Right. He's willing to just give up $1 billion.
But he was hanging back while these other guys sort of fought it out, and people were dropping out and spending a ton of money. And then now he's just going to take on.
I think he makes it a little interesting, but I don't think we're ready for a third party guy to actually win the whole thing.
I think if he steps in, I think this is the first third party guy that actually has a shot.
A bit more legit.
Yeah.
Too legit to quit.
Exactly. That's my point.
Good song. We joke, but God damn it, if I don't dance every time it comes on.
It's just funny. Ted Cruz won't even have to change up his argument. He's like, "This is another Manhattan billionaire.
I know.
There's another guy who you can't relate to."
What's wrong with our country? 2 billionaires and a socialist.
Yeah.
And this is what the people want. It's crazy. And then Cruz, who's nuts.
Oh, did you see that video of him as a kid?
I
Ted
sure
Cruz is
did.
like an 8. That was painful.
What? Sure did. Oh, you weren't here yesterday.
I was not.
Did you see Ted Cruz as an 18-year-old?
No, I saw a link to it, and I just didn't watch it. I was busy pop-locking.
Oh.
Was it good?
You were pop-locking?
Yeah. I was busy.
He's talking about
Bloomberg will make it. This is what's coming in already. And keep screening the calls, please, or getting them up on my screen. Bloomberg won't make it. He's too anti-gun. Bloomberg doesn't mean a damn thing outside of New York City.
Maybe not. That might be true,
I sort of
too.
thought that as well. I mean, how many people really care about Bloomberg outside of New York City?
And the gun people will hate him too. So yeah, I think he will lose a lot of the real conservatives will never vote for Bloomberg, but I think he'll take away a lot of moderates who look at Trump and go, I kind of like the fact that he's stirring the pot and he's fucking says whatever he wants. But then there's the point where he's just not coming up with, he's not telling us what he's going to do other than make America great. Right. And it's a fatal flaw. It's like, you got to stop. Eventually, you got to stop going, Megyn Kelly's mean. It's like, you got to be smarter than that, because now I want to hear what you're going to do. Yeah. I agree with you. Sometimes the reporters are cunty. Good for you. You said whatever you wanted and fuck the I respect all that. Great. Now you got to tell me what you're going to do, and he's not.
He started talking a little more policy.
Oh, is he? Okay.
A little. I mean, a little. I think he's got to do a bit more on that front. He was on Wolf Blitzer, and Wolf was asking him about ISIS, and he's like, "Whoa, I'm not telling you my plan." Now this is his out on some heavy questions. Well, I'm not telling you what I'm going to do with ISIS. I want them to be surprised.
Yeah, but he always said that about Obama. He says that we tell our enemies exactly what we're going to do.
I don't think he's totally wrong, but he could also use that in his favor if he's really not educated on a topic. He could just say, "Whoa, I'm not."
But even if Obama,
I'm not going to tell you that stuff.
Even if Obama telegraphs it, can they really do much about drones? There's not much ISIS to do to prepare.
That's true.
So who cares?
That shit always used to bother me when they would just talk about what we're going to do.
Right.
We don't need we don't need to know.
It away.
Yeah, you could tell us everything you did after the fact. I would love to know the details then. But I always found that strange.
What does he say?
This is Cruz at 18?
Yes.
Yeah, let's play this for Jimmy.
Inspiration. Is that like sweat on my butt? No. Oh, I see. What you want me to do, what I want to do in life. Well, my aspiration is to, be in a teen sit film like that guy who played Horatio. You know, he was in Malibu Bikini Beach Shop. Well, other than that, take over the world domination, rule everything, rich, powerful, that sort of stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's an 18-year-old just fucking... Jesus Christ. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't know if people are saying there's something wrong with it.
Okay.
It's just kind of weird and kind of a little creepy to see.
He's a handsome kid when he was younger, too.
Yeah, what happened?
He morphed into ghoulish awful.
Boy, did he.
He looks like a young Joe Mackey a little bit.
Yes, he does. Joe Mackey, if he didn't make a turn somewhere in childhood that was drastically wrong. Yeah, Trump looks... Ted Cruz, he was handsome back then, but now he's scrunchy. It looks like he put his fucking head in that thing that they used to... No, that was at the end of the first... You're terminated, fucker! Oh. That thing that crushed the Terminator's head. But yeah, I like that clip. There's no problem with him wanting to be in a tit. I actually like him more there than I do now.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Teddy! Teddy boy!
A tit film is just such a funny way to describe it.
It sure is.
That sounds very Canadian.
But that's not a horrible way to say it. Like, that guy wasn't, he wasn't like one of my friends. I want to be in a movie where I look at a girl's cunt mouth and asshole and put my fingers in cigars and firecrackers in them. It's hard to say I was 18.
Jim is a liberal trying to act like he's not.
Oh, no. Let's talk to the tough, real patriot.
Alejandro in Pittsburgh. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
All right.
Good. Yeah, Jimmy, I feel like you've been a little back and forth, through the years. You sort of pop up whatever thought.
I am at times back and forth. My opinion does change, dude, yes.
I think more people's opinions should change.
But conveniently for what? I'm not running for office.
For Amy Schumer, come on, man.
Amy Schumer.
That's my... Wait, no, hold on. I'll talk about Amy. But that's... My opinion goes back and forth on what?
Jimmy, I mean, the way you... over the years, obviously, Fat Jimmy was a little more angry of a Jimmy. And
Fat Jimmy got criticized, too, though. If you're one of those guys that's like, I like fat, angry Jimmy, then what happened was... Guys back then hated me. All Jimmy does is act angry. It's like, dude, you can't win as a performer.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously you're going to get shit from anyone, no matter, just trying to give you shit.
Sounds like your tone has changed a little bit, sir.
But yeah, if you're saying I've gone back and forth between political and gun, yeah, I do. It's like you change a little bit. I'm more socially liberal, and when it comes to terrorism and stuff like that, I tend to be a little more conservative. With taxes, I tend to be more conservative, and with crime, I tend to be pretty conservative compared to the way bleeding hearts are. So, maybe I have gone a little back and forth.
All right, well, yeah, I feel you. Have you seen that the Fat Jimmy Twitter where they switch you and Patrice? You ever seen that?
No. What is it called?
I think it's called Fat Jimmy or something.
Oh, I don't know. That's derogatory. Let me see. Hold on. Is it just fat? It can't be. There's no way they got Fat Jimmy. Tweet
something like that. It might be Bald Opie too. Opie, do you hate Bald Opie?
What?
Do you hate Bald Opie?
I haven't checked that out in a really long time. Why?
He photoshopped all your pictures. And
yeah, I know what he was doing, but why would I check that shit out?
Well, because he goes so hard with it now. When you search Google search Opie, people don't know if it's real Opie or Bald Opie is so vastly around that it pops up whenever people search for you, so they might think you look like.
I guess it's flattering that someone's spending so much time on me. I don't know, but why would I check that shit out?
I mean,
I don't check out terrible shit.
I'm gonna call it, dude. You always act like you've never seen shit or you didn't watch Ant's show.
I'm answering your question. Why would I check that shit out? I was aware of it a long time ago, but now I avoid it. Why would I want to put myself through that garbage?
Oh, no, I mean, it's just sort of unavoidable at this point, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you,
I have been able to avoid it, sir, believe it or not, yes.
Okay, well...
That is my true comment about that.
Well,
you actually can avoid shitty stuff on social media. Yes, you can.
Well, you guys should pull up at least Fat Jimmy and pull up Bald.
I'm looking at Fat Jimmy. Hold on. I'm literally just put Fat Jimmy, and it's not a Twitter account unless there's something. Hold on.
Maybe it's Fat Jim or Fat Jim Norton.
I know, that's just really mean-spirited.
Have a wonderful day.
Check out Bald Opie, too. he's pretty funny.
Your name is awesome.
All right. Thank you, Alejandro.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Enjoy the negativity and the hate.
Fat Jimmy. This is a different Fat Jimmy. This is not the Fat Jimmy that I was looking for.
All right.
So whoever's Fat Jimmy out there, tweet me.
Okay.
As long as it's not hurtful.
Let me say hi to James. He's a firefighter.
Oh, James, welcome aboard.
James, what do you got? I think you wanted to talk about the carbon monoxide thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys have kind of gotten off that topic there, so.
Well, I did want to know the answer. I mean, simply, how fast does it happen? If you're in a car, tailpipe is clogged, you're in a snowbank, and you want to get warm, but your tailpipe certainly isn't clear. How long do you have in there?
I said 3 seconds.
Well, it depends on a couple of factors. Number one is how shitty is your car.
Yeah.
If your car is older, if it's shittier, carbon monoxide is a result of incomplete combustion. So your older cars are really inefficient. They'll create more carbon monoxide faster. It also needs time to build up. Carbon monoxide is measured in what's called parts per million.
I know that.
Anywhere between 1 and 70, you're going to get a headache after a while, but it takes like an hour.
Right.
Once you get past 70, 72, around 220 or so, you're going to get a headache, you're going to get a little disoriented. That takes probably about a half an hour, also depending on age.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get past 500, you're going to get a headache, you'll get disoriented and confused inside of minutes, and then probably within 10 or so minutes, you're going to be unconscious, and then death results.
So
up into 1,000, you're looking at less than a minute for unconscious.
All right, so
that's an easy way to go. Thank you for helping me.
So, I mean, in general, you don't have 10, 15 minutes?
Well, okay, so if you think about it, if you jump in your car, the tailpipe is clogged, you turn it on, you've got time because it hasn't built up.
Sure.
If you've had your car running in the snow for a half an hour, you hop in.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
You could already be north of 300 parts, and you're out in a couple minutes.
All right, I understand you better now. All right, but if you go in your car, start up the car as you're sitting there.
It's building up. It takes time to build up.
But how long about, without the specifics?
Let's see. We had an old fire truck. It was like a 1920 something, so very inefficient.
When I was a boy, I wanted to be on a fire truck. Cute story. I'll tell it after the call.
Jimmy, I'm sure there's plenty of people that would give you a little ride. So that took a garage, a single car garage, up to 500 parts in less than 2 minutes.
Jesus.
And then of course we all had headaches and everything from being in there. It gets pretty shitty pretty fast.
I love in fire departments how they have the fucking exhaust hooked up. They have a giant thing that goes around the exhaust pipe. So when they start those trucks up and the exhaust goes into what do you guys call that thing that you put over the tailpipe?
You know, to be honest with you, I forget it's a trade name. It's like Kleenex. It's a trade name for the kind of system. I forget how it's called.
But what is the thing? It's like a hose that goes over it so the exhaust doesn't go into the firehouse.
You know what? Yeah. I never knew that.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically,
there it is.
Oh, okay.
It exhausts it to the outside.
Sure.
When in the world of internal combustion engines, the exhaust diesel is so much worse for you than a gasoline engine. And over time, especially guys who've been in the fire service,
which I was
20 years. Every time they go in for a call, you fire the truck up, they're sitting there getting dressed, they're breathing this shit in.
Oh, I didn't know it was cumulative.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I speculated that in the paper once.
All right. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so figure I'd point that out for you guys.
No, I appreciate
all your hilarious conversations.
Well, I knew it was pretty quick in general, and I didn't know about that. Those, what is that called? Just a dust explode? What is it?
Basically, it's a giant vacuum.
Yeah.
And it shoots the exhaust right to the outside.
Why did I never know that one before? I had no idea. Jimmy, how do you know? You've been walking through some firehouses?
I did
TV?
I did a huge documentary, and it was called Breathing Easier - the Firehouse Saga. Because what happened was there were, and I don't know if you know this, in 2012, there were 8,000 firemen killed by breathing this stuff in.
No kidding.
One firehouse. Really big scandal.
Why would you ever want to work at that firehouse? Firehouse?
That was the question. It closed down.
Okay, they finally closed it down.
Yes, they did. 8,000 people dead. So finally, I did a documentary on it. I'm like, do you guys think that maybe you should cover the exhaust pipes like every other firehouse?
Yeah.
And they're like, God, good, this kid's the point.
How many seasons have you done?
I only did one, and I ran out of steam halfway through my awful fucking joke.
Thanks, James. I appreciate it. We got Stump Brain on the line. He knows a little bit about politics. Let's ask him about the Bloomberg.
About carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, hopefully you're calling from a car in a snowbank.
Yeah, they're shoveling me.
And Bloomberg. What do you got on this Bloomberg? Now, I want to say again, I don't think he has a chance in hell as a third-party guy to actually win the White House.
And Opie's mouthing the words Jew as we talk. Where are you at with this, Stump
I
Brain?
agree with you on that. It's going to be tough for him to get on all the ballots, number one. And number two, his stance on guns. And
do you have a little cold, do you?
Yeah, I do. I got a little cold.
Oh, no. Hope it's more.
It might be. His stance on the Second Amendment and the way he wants to control everything. Remember, no salt, no trans fats. Yeah, and I don't think that's going to work across the red states.
Yeah, because trans fats, like, let's be honest, I mean, any fats are good fats. There's no need to gender shame them.
That's true.
Boo.
Do you know that? Do you know when Bloomberg started that salt and soda thing, I was like, how dare you? But then I've seen enough fucking documentaries and done a lot of research on that shit in the last couple of years that I'm sort of for it, because I know that these people have been fucked over and had no idea what they were doing to their own fucking bodies, because the government's involved with this shit.
Yeah. Also, you just buy two. That was like the thing, right?
Yeah, but he was trying to do the right thing. He knows that soda and kids, that is a horrible thing to do to your kid, and no one was paying attention. So he brought it into the forefront, and that I sort of agreed with him. I changed my whole stance on that fucking thing.
Yeah, but what changed your stance? Not government control, education, information changed your stance, and that's what it's really about with the voters who won't support him. They want to be able to make all their choices themselves, and I think that will be his downfall should he try to get in. And he's going to get major pressure from the Democrats not to do it.
All those free-thinking, you're right, those conservatives that don't like government control, unless it's who you marry or things like that, they're very selective as to when they want government control. So they're as full of shit as the Democrats. They should stop acting like they're such government haters when they're not. They want to do the same thing. They want to tell people how to live, just in a different way. I'm done.
Yeah, but the food industry and their trickery, I had no fucking idea what was going on with our food all these years. I thought I knew. I thought I knew how to eat healthy and stuff. So I absolutely changed my stance. But you don't think he has a shot?
I think it would be very difficult, A, to get on all the ballots, and that's going to be the big problem. And then once he's on there, he'll get so much pressure from Democrats not to run. Because if it's Hillary or Bernie, that will take huge votes away from the Democrats. Because he's not a Republican, despite the fact he ran and won as one in New York. He's a progressive liberal Democrat.
Yeah. All right. And who does he take votes away from? Both sides, like Jimmy said?
No, mostly from Sanders or Hillary.
He will, but
Democratic votes.
He'll take what he'll do on the conservative side. He'll take people who are disenfranchised and are not happy with the way the fucking religious arm of that party has just been the ones who everyone's talking about. It's the fucking far-right religious extremists. That's why they like Trump. Why do you think Trump is winning? Why do you think Trump is beating Marco Rubio and destroying Ted Cruz? These are classic Republican people, and he's murdering them. Why is that? Because they're unhappy and they're sick of the status quo. Just because they're conservative doesn't mean they're happy with the status quo. So that he will take some of those people who are sick of the status quo but think that Trump is not giving enough solutions and he's never been in government. And again, I'm boring even myself at this point.
Trump and Sanders both benefit from voter anger. And voter anger is at the highest point it's been in 60 years. People are fed up. The system's rigged. They know it. The liberals who know the system's rigged want Bernie to come in and clean it up and straighten up the banks, etc. The conservatives want someone like Trump who's going to shake it up, speak plainly. But Trump has a past that doesn't really say he's conservative.
Yeah, Trump is mad at immigrants, and Bernie's mad at banks. Don't you think that's a pretty big difference?
It's a huge difference, but they both have different voters supporting them. Trump has these conservatives who are more of they're less educated, as we're saying. But they're people who want plain speaking, and they want America to be, as he says, great again. On Bernie's side, he's got the uber liberals who say, college is too expensive, everybody needs health care, but nobody says how they're going to pay for it. Although last night in the town hall, he said he will raise taxes, and he said as high as to 90%.
Who said that?
Bernie.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I would never vote for a guy like this. It's just disgusting how much money he wants to take.
Yeah. He'll never be able to get a lot of those programs through, though.
Well, we'll see. He will want to do it. He'd have to get elected first. I still think after Hillary's coughing jag the other day, her health is still a question. And there's Biden out there. He's probably on a treadmill somewhere right now.
I feel like Biden is entering this race, man.
No, he's not.
I think after the Hillary thing, she should probably see Breathing Easier, the Firehouse saga.
Well done. Good callback.
Well, I mean, I saw that cough video. That could have been just a regular little fucking tickle in the throat, though.
Can we
don't
see
you
it?
think?
I haven't seen it. Can I see it?
It goes for a while.
It happened. That's happened to me before.
A minute or more, and it's a little disturbing when it's on camera like that.
Oh, please let me see it.
This isn't the first time this has happened, too. If you go on YouTube, you can see her having coughing fits.
It's better than watching her laugh.
Through the last couple of years.
Yeah, and that's the big question about her is health. And if it's Biden, I still go back to the great possibility it could be Biden and Elizabeth Warren, so that
neither of them are going to run.
He'll pick up Obama votes with her. And he'll pick up Sanders votes if he has Warren as a VP.
What do you know about Hillary's health? There's all these weird little rumors, but what do we know?
Yes.
We only know it was 2 years ago when she had the fall.
Yeah.
And it was very good. Yes, and we were also told that it could have been a complication from a surgery, possibly some plastic surgery, but no one's ever really come fully clean on that. It's a lot of speculation. But none of them are young, other than on the Republican side. And you've got 74-year-old Bernie, as Artie Lang said to you guys, he should just tell Hillary he'll be president because he's not going to last long, and she can just step right in when he dies.
Yeah,
it's a
really good shot of a president
Biden's the same age as Bernie.
Sorry?
Biden is the same age as Bernie, yeah.
Yeah, he is. But he's a little more vital, it seems. And I say
I think he's usually just better looking, and you're saying that,
Well, I didn't want to ugly shame Bernie at all. He doesn't have a comb. When did Bernie Sanders get a comb? Shouldn't we send him a comb?
No.
His hair just looks crazy.
He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have time to comb his hair. He's trying to figure out the country's problems. Look at that. There's the headline right there. We will raise taxes. Jesus.
Hold on, but they're saying now. I'm reading something as we're chit-chatting.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's not looking for 90%. And they said, wasn't Dwight Eisenhower the one who had it that high, the great communist? I'm reading this, and it says he was a Republican.
Well, Eisenhower was a Republican, and the taxes were that high, Jimmy, earlier in the 20th century. It took Reagan to get them down, and Bernie has said in the past as high as 90% for big earners.
Is it for offshore stuff, though? Like if they store stuff offshore?
No, he's talking income tax.
Okay. Crazy.
Not
that.
The people who are hiding money overseas, although I'm sure he'll go after that, too. The death tax will still continue and probably will be even more onerous under a socialist administration.
That's where you lose me. I feel like the government has gotten enough of our fucking tax money.
They're taking too many of my bucks.
They're not fucking spending it properly.
Exactly.
Big government.
Hats for everyone. That's what I say. Visors, like when they play poker. Every American should have a visor. That's all I want.
Clean up your shit down there in Washington before you try to get more tax money from us, the people.
They can't even clean up the snow. They're still shut down today. The government is still
in Washington?
Yeah.
Are those fruits really not going to work?
Not today.
Oh, they're the worst.
They stink.
They really are. That's again, when you say something like that, that's why I want a guy like Trump to win. It's just a giant fuck you to all of them. Yeah. That's all he is to me. He's a giant middle finger with $1 billion yelling at everybody. They're collectively, they're the most hateable group of people in our country. Yeah. And I love the fact that he is just humiliating all of them. He's talking to them the way they deserve to be spoken to. Shut up, you're losing. Right. Good. That's why I like him.
How are they not at work today?
Yeah, get to work. What do I know? I just go down with my lunch pail, bologna sandwich. Go ahead. You talk, brain stump, whatever the heck your name is.
They haven't gotten the streets cleaned. It's just they got a little more snow than
Who cares? They suck.
Yeah.
But Schumer, I ran into Schumer.
Hey, whoa, not the Amy stuff.
Chuck, and he was bragging about the fact to Rand. He goes, "Hey, New York schools were open today. What's wrong with, can't you people, you Republicans who run Washington, get D.C. fixed?" It was great.
Rand in those lines. But he's not wrong.
I think that was a Wendy Liebman joke.
Yeah, Rand. I do like Rand, even though he's not. I don't know if I'd vote for him. I just kind of like him because he seems pretty logical.
Yeah,
he's not a stupid guy.
That's why we're looking for an outsider, right? Stump Brain.
I think so. I think the people want somebody who's not part of that system. Rand's kind of there because he's been in office a few years, but he's not well liked. Just like Ted Cruz isn't well liked.
He shouldn't be. He's annoying. He's not a dumb guy. He's not a horrible guy, but he's annoying. Marco Rubio's funny. He's got a good sense of humor.
So you're thinking Rubio Cruz or Rubio Paul? For
Yay!
a ticket?
No, I don't think that the ticket stinks. I hate to keep asking this. Who do you think Trump picks as his vice president? Ooh.
Well, a lot of people are saying Jeff Sessions right now.
I don't want a vice president named Jeff.
Jeff Sessions.
Yeah.
Does he?
He's a senator who's been in office.
Let's take a look at Jeff.
So does Jim.
Years.
Oh, that guy.
Oh,
I've seen him around.
He
Jefferson.
just hired Sessions, one of Sessions' big brains, to work for him. So there's a buzz that Trump would go there and bring in Sessions. People were saying Palin, but I think he knows.
That'd be stupid.
He knows that would be suicide.
That'd be dumb.
She's already lost.
Right.
She cost McCain the election.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard, I saw the Tina Fey clip on SNL, but then I heard that they didn't write that for her. She was just going off the actual speech Sarah Palin did.
Yeah, majority of that bit was the actual speech Palin gave, which made it even funnier.
Isn't that incredible? Because she killed. And I'm like, wow, she got some good writers for this bit. And then they were saying all over the TV yesterday that it was actually based on her speech.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of direct quoting in that.
And she blamed Obama for her son's domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just an ass.
Yeah.
I don't hate her, but I do think she's a bit of an ass.
She's a real treat.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell. Trump.
That's nice language.
Hey, who's going to win Iowa there, Stump Brain? We got, 6 days?
Yeah, we got 6 days, and I think you've got a real good chance that it's going to be Cruz because of evangelicals, and then Trump in New Hampshire.
Really? So then that keeps it very interesting.
You guys just keep pushing those evangelicals through. You just keep pushing those fucking religious nuts through who want to tell everybody how to live. That's good. They're worse. They're just as bad as the liberals.
Yeah.
Same people. Yuck.
A simple no thank you will do, Jimmy.
No, but I mean, honestly, that's why I want to congratulate the zealots on both sides. I want to congratulate the Bernie Sanderses and the other zealots on the other side. And thanks to you, people really want Trump because he's not you.
Because he's an outsider.
Yep.
People like an outsider, even though Bernie Sanders is not an outsider.
You know, I was an outsider. Growing up, I was brooding. Nobody got me.
All right, Stump Brain, take care of your cold. What are you taking?
Alka-Seltzer and chicken soup.
Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken soup.
Cold Plus.
No, Cold Plus is very good.
Is it?
Yeah, your erections are non-functioning, but I mean, it does help.
Oh, it makes it look like a fucking noodle.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's really uncomfortable to look at. You're like, really?
Yeah.
Well, how is that different from any other day?
That's a good point. It's like a wet mealworm.
I still get turgid, you son of a bitch.
Thank you.
All right, Stunt Brain.
Goodbye.
Take care, boys.
The Blaze is the big plug for Stunt Brain. He does a very good job over there. Then he's gone. All right. Sam Morril, what are we doing here today?
Sam and Bran Muffins.
Co-host the We Know Nothing podcast with Anya Marina and Phil Hanley.
Yeah, I got
available
an album
on
out.
iTunes.
I got an album out on iTunes too, Class Act. Be at St. Louis Funny Bone, February 3rd through 6th, and Rumors in Winnipeg, February 16th through 20th.
Ooh, Rumors. Is that like a nightclub too? We could do a little dancing after?
Some of these clubs are nightclubs. Have you ever stayed in one of those where it's like your condo is connected to the nightclub and it's just bouncing all night? It's the most depressing.
And when you're single, though, you're like, yeah, right, I'll get laid in the nightclub after. Nope. Because the comedy people clear out, the nightclub people come in, and there's no crossover. There's no girls going, oh, he was funny, I'll fuck him. You're right back to ugly again.
You're not recognized?
Nope.
In the nightclub?
Hey, gang, we're going down to Rumors. All right.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
All right. You good, Jimmy? We're going to take a break here, but...
Louisville in 2 weeks. Patrice benefit tonight.
Oh, wow.
I keep forgetting because I keep thinking it's Monday. I don't know if tickets are available, but the Patrice benefit tonight, 7 p.m. at the City Center here in New York City. And then Louisville in 2 weeks, and then Chicago and the big tour.
Nice. And a little later, well, not even that, about a half hour from now, Dominic Monaghan from Wild Things coming in to say hi. We haven't talked to him in a couple of years. It'll be good to see him. What?
Wasn't he on last year or no? Oh, wow. I
think it's been a while for him.
You might be right.
I think it's been, whatever. We'll figure it out. Got Sam Morril in studio.
Hey.
Jimmy's wandering around. And we lost the Stangle, too. Here comes Jim Norton. The Boneyard Show. Got a little pep in your step.
Yes, I do.
How long does it take you to do the Boneyard Show?
People! It depends if I'm doing an interview.
Yeah.
It's not particular. I tried to get... We didn't do... I was going to do Anthrax on my Boneyard Show because they were only going to come in here at like 10:30.
Yeah.
And their rep was like, nah, they're already doing something on Boneyard, so I couldn't get Anthrax. I'm like, but I know Scott.
Right.
And then the rep was willing to give me a time, but it was when I do my advice show, and I'm on the air already.
Yeah.
So I got fucked out of that interview. I was kind of bummed.
The world famous advice show.
Yeah, yes.
It's world famous.
It certainly is.
The Jim Norton advice show is world famous.
Boy, did that get... I mean, I knew it would get a certain amount of press, but Jesus Christ, I had no idea that was going to happen.
That was one of the biggest press hits we've gotten in a long time.
Yeah.
The Amy Schumer stuff was...
Yeah.
Wow-wee.
Yeah, I was surprised at the amount of pickup it got.
Wow-wee on that one. I wanted to do a music show, too.
Why don't you? You keep saying that. You should just do it.
No,
wait a minute.
I'm going to try again.
You just said earlier
I would
you have
acknowledge-
no respect for people that play music.
He did say that.
Good point. I would acknowledge that. But it would certainly make me a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But I want to play music from all over the place that I like, and these assholes down the hall that run the music channels are like, oh my God, that's crazy. You can't do that. We'll give you a master list of songs that you could pick from in a particular genre, and then you could put a music show together. I'm like, I'm out. No.
Wait, if you wanted to do an hour show on your own channel...
I don't know. I guess I should look into it again. But it would be all over the place. Classic rock, alternative rock, some whatever. Just everything. A little rap, old school rap. I don't know. And just mix it all up. And somehow maybe it makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. But they're like, no, man, you could do it on, I think it was lithium, and we'll give you the master list. They actually gave it to me. It was like 20, 30 pages. And and now just pick songs, and then you could, intro this. I'm like, who would listen to that? Who gives a fuck? You already have that.
No, you could, what I do on the Boneyard, they have a master list that they usually would go from.
Yeah.
But I'm able to put on, they let me, I don't go crazy and put on, here's Willie Nelson doing a love song.
Yeah.
But I'll put on the classic rock if I want to, or if I want to place like a YouTube, like when Lemmy did that Ain't No Nice Guy, that was an acoustic YouTube version. So I put that on there. There's live versions off YouTube. There's a million things you can do. I love doing it.
You're one of the few that gets to do it. Maybe I'll try again. I don't know. I would do
I can do it. You can do it.
I would do like a little Johnny Cash into maybe some Pearl Jam into, I don't know, Run DMC, whatever.
Why can't you do that?
I would just, you go down the hall. They're stupid. That's why the music channels are boring. Who gives a fuck after a while?
You should start the show and do it, and then at one point just toss a song in here and there.
Well, that's what we do with this dumb thing. We throw a song in here and there. So maybe I'll think about it again. I'll just throw it on a Sunday morning when whatever. Just whatever. Let's play this Hillary Clinton coughing. So this happened.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
This is a minute. And like I said, you go to YouTube, there's a bunch of these. She's definitely been coughing a bit over the last couple of years. She tries to say that, she talks a lot and that fucks up her voice and, dries out her vocal cords or whatever, and then she gets these coughing fits. That's sort of the explanation she had for this type of thing. Oh, there's a shitty version of this. What's wrong with you, New York Post? Is it because she's off mic? No, that's too low. We're not going to be able to
find
hear
another
that.
version.
Yeah, find a version where we can hear her almost dying.
The
I didn't
hell is
realize
that
she was
about?
at the Jewish Federation when she was doing this. Maybe she's trying to relate to the Jews here.
The Jewish Federation?
Hey, man, everybody coughs.
Wait, of Greater Iowa? Is that what that said?
Yeah.
And how we handle enforcement in
That's
the early
low,
months
too.
will set the tone for years to come. So we have to
You
get
got a volume on the left side of the video?
must be consequences.
Yeah, push that over out.
Well, she feels it coming.
You do talk a lot in this campaign.
How about this? Pause. How about someone?
She's having a hard time.
How about someone down the hall grabs this and fucking, manipulates it?
Okay.
And get the volume right.
He's pointing at his dick.
Let's do that. Let's, because people can't hear that in their cars. It's way too fucking low still.
But that is politics. You're going to vote for Hillary Clinton. She has a cough.
Yeah, they're trying to make it more than it is.
Didn't Reagan have 40 things pulled out of him when he was fucking president?
Yeah.
His colon, his fucking this, his Nancy. There's a whole fucking, the whole family was in trouble.
Right.
He's fine.
This one's better.
All right.
Oh, you found another one?
And significantly
Now it's in my left ear.
delayed
That's not
any
my problem.
potential breakout time.
Sounds better.
That said, however, it is not enough to say yes to the agreement. We can say yes, but we also have to say we will vigorously enforce it.
Ooh.
So it's yes and.
Ooh.
Distrust
Ooh.
and verify.
Yes.
Embedded in a larger effort to counter Iran.
I think I have
across
to
the
cut
region.
ahead. This is a 6-minute
And-
clip.
No. We should start from when she pulls up outside the venue.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Excuse me, just 1 second here.
Now she's him.
A lozenge.
Lozenge. You can't even say lozenge.
Her voice is like this. I have one.
You got it right there. You'll be good.
Here, Debbie, you talk.
Poor Hillary. I feel bad for
And
her.
they're laughing. That's a nightmare.
Yeah. Wow, she's roughly.
So please say yes.
Oh.
There must be consequences.
Oh, boy.
Excuse me.
She sounded like Jodie Foster when she was going on that thing. Wait, if I get lost, could you just call this number? Oh no, it's fucking Hillary. It's Buffalo Hillary. Wait a minute, you got a lozenge for Mrs. Littman? She a great big fat person. Monica Lewinsky, was she a great big fat person? She was a large girl.
It's back into place.
Please.
And we have to make sure that Iran knows that if they try to develop or acquire nuclear weapons, the United States will stop them.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound scary.
You know what? She should make fun of it. Why are they saying it's her thyroid?
We're gonna stop Iran. Yeah, we're not scared. They're not scared of you.
And we will act decisively.
Will you?
Now,
Yeah, she's fine. It's Michael Madsen.
Iran has not had some change of personality.
You gonna bark, little doggy?
Worst time to talk about Iran.
Yeah.
You need a strong voice when you're talking about Iran.
I can't wait to see Trump. I never cough. She dresses like Paul Williams and she coughs.
Sign of weakness.
Sign of weakness. Hair like Tanner Boyle and she coughs.
I don't even know what a lozenge is.
I've never used a lozenge.
Right.
My lips are moist and delicious at all times. Ask anyone who's kissed me.
Got perfect moisture in my mouth.
Perfect amount of moisture and humidity.
With actions like their ballistic missile test.
What is wrong with
And
her?
I support it, and I'm glad we are opposing new sanctions.
She's got that tickle.
It's so but it's so distracting. She can't be talking policy with that.
She probably was, I don't know, eating pussy and it dried out her mouth before her speech.
Can you imagine if she said that? Great it would be.
What happened, Sam? There's been rumors over the years. Just a few rumors?
This is like, gotta be, why can't you just say, like, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
That's
let me deal with this. Why can't you do
let me
that?
deal with this. This is driving me nuts. Let me come back.
And you can't talk about Iran with a weak voice.
Yeah,
that's going to show weakness. The voters are going to see weakness there.
You can say everybody's going to speculate.
Mm-hmm.
You started mentioning that Trump may or may not go on to the Fox debate because he thinks he might be treated unfairly by Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, but are we done with the Hillary clip? That was about it?
It's a lot of this.
Yeah,
I want more.
Yeah, I think we want more.
Jesus, don't stop till the coffin's done.
To hold the Iranian government and its Revolutionary Guard Corps accountable for their support of terrorism, their missile program, human rights violation, detention of Americans.
Trump's going to make this into a commercial. Stop talking, Hillary.
And other illicit behavior like cybercrime. We also need to push for a political solution in Syria, as hard as that may be, because
when I was on Golden Pond and my husband was picking blueberries, he fell down. And if there's nobody to pick him up, then there wouldn't be any blueberry pie. Norman's dead.
It's like the last scene of Terms of Endearment.
that is Iran's real objective. To control Syria.
You can't talk about
Iran. No one heard a word
weak
she said.
Fucking voice. You gotta shut up. Excuse yourself.
Israel's doorstep, and to connect with Hezbollah. The second thing is we have to go after the tide of extremism. This is a threat.
This speech isn't that important.
No, and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you can't catch a word she's saying.
No, because everyone's like, holy fuck, what's wrong with her?
She's dying. The bitch is dying. If she says, look, I'm having a problem. I've had this cough and it's driving me crazy. Give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Just let me clear my throat a little bit.
Then you have some dummy go up there and
everyone
babble.
relates to that. I would have went up there, talked a little bit. Yeah. Hillary's clearing her throat. My jokes wouldn't have worked.
Excuse me, I gotta go make a duty.
Yeah, I got shit.
I got shit. Hey, I'll be back.
Senator Clinton will be back up. Her throat's a little clogged.
Yeah.
Who among us hasn't gotten a whole bunch of cum in her throat? I'm kidding. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. That's not cum. She was drinking alcoholically and she was vomiting this morning. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Just make it all fun for everyone.
Yeah, a bunch of laughs. It's a pube. She has a pube stuck in her throat. Gender not important. I'm kidding. Come on, you guys. You know I'm kidding back there. Little roast
Those
jokes.
are just rumors.
Those are just rumors.
Just playing off some of those rumors. We all know that's not true, right?
I'll tell you where that hair is not from, though. Not from her hair, which isn't a wig. Wink. I'm kidding. Come on, you nuts. Get back there. Sit down. You're waving at me.
She'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, she'll be back in a few minutes. She's out there, she's gargling in the bidet. Come on. I tease her all the time. We have laughs. Hey, where's Huma? She's probably washing her husband's dick off. Come on, cut it out. I'm just roasting her.
So you guys ready to see B. Arthur with the AIDS virus?
Yeah, she's going to come out soon. And then there's Maud. And Betsy Ross got it. Yeah. She'll be back in a second. She's filming one of the last scenes in The Godfather right now. She's chasing her grandson around the garden with orange peel in her mouth. Yeah, she's looking right there. You're spilling it. Iran is spilling uranium.
And ICE is affiliated with the cyanide.
There you are.
Sorry, Jimmy. I had to do this for you.
Oh, it's perfect. Yes,
that's what someone should do with that. A little sweet leaf action. All right. Okay, can we continue with this?
More aggressive.
I like hearing the weak voice.
Likely responsible for the destruction of the Russian airliner. An Israeli media reported an ISIS commander from the Sinai recently visited Gaza, raising the stakes even higher. I've laid out a detailed plan.
The poor lady. Hillary's in the back there. She sounds like Mason Reese right before she hugs Mike Douglas. Come on, how about a hand for the weepy old bag? She'll be out in a minute. She's 68 for Christ's sake.
Ah, man, she's trying to say some tough things there. You got to shut your mouth. You got to have some awareness.
Yeah.
No one's listening to this.
Yeah, so you got a little throat issue, ladies and germs. It happens. Who among us hasn't had a throat issue? And I tell the audience, I know a lot of you are thinking like, wow, this bitch is too old to be president. We might have to go vote for Trump. But I say to you, no. Put your hand up if you haven't had a little throat issue, you lying fucks. I would just attack our audience. Defensive.
I think we're almost done. Let it play just a little more. I think the voice is starting to come back.
Broader radical jihadist movement. We have to defeat it in the Middle East first and foremost by smashing its stronghold, taking.
You can't even defeat a head cold. You want to take on ISIS
and infrastructure from the air, and intensifying our support for the Arab and Kurdish forces.
It starts getting a little better. Poor Hillary. Feel bad for her, Jimmy. Well, that's one of those coughs that you just need 5 minutes to yourself, and then you come back on.
Yeah.
Trump attacks Megyn Kelly. We did this already.
We didn't play the clip, though.
Oh, let's
of what? Of Trump?
Yeah.
I heard it.
I didn't.
And we played it on the program.
Oh, no wonder. I know what Trump is going to say. Her name is spelled Megyn. No wonder she's a cunt. Gyn. See?
Yes.
Get it?
I did.
With you.
Very much. Let's get some more now. I sat down earlier today with Donald Trump in his New York office. We spoke about the race for the White House. Before Iowa, there's a Republican debate Thursday night. Fox is hosting that debate. You and Megyn Kelly have had issues. She's one of the moderators. Are you going to be at that Fox debate?
Well, probably. I mean, I don't like her. She doesn't treat me fairly. I'm not a big fan of hers at all. I don't care. I mean, she probably was I might be the best thing that ever happened to her. I don't know, because whoever even heard of her before the last debate. But I thought she was very unfair in the last debate. A lot of people said I won that debate.
Isn't she the star at Fox?
Yes. Yeah, and she's very good.
Man,
she's very good.
She's very good, but she's also. I honestly only did know about her because she said Santa was white. That's like how I found out about her. I didn't know about her before that. Remember that?
Yeah, well, she speaks the truth. Anyone who says Santa's black or a Jew shouldn't live here. Santa's a white man who gives.
Yes,
remember that, Sam.
Who thought Santa wasn't white?
I don't know.
Why did she have to say
that? Bunch of fags, I'll bet. Shouting. I'm shouting.
I knew black kids growing up. They knew Santa was white, too.
Absolutely. And if they didn't, they were kicked out of the neighborhood. Do you think Santa's out?
No. But I'm not a fan of Megyn Kelly. I don't like her. She probably doesn't like me, and that's okay. But she better be fair. I'd like to go to the debate. I enjoy the debates. I've done well in the debates. Every single poll has said I've won every debate. But we're going to see what happens. It's going to be exciting.
When you say probably, you haven't 100% decided you will be at the debate?
Nothing's 100%.
Why not?
He'll be there. All right, we don't need this.
Yeah, okay.
He'll be there.
That was a fair answer. He was honest. Like, that is no problem. I don't like her. She doesn't like me.
But he'll be there. Of course he'll be there.
I like when he tells the truth like that.
He knows how to get the media talking about him, though, man.
He sure does.
Wow. The clip I haven't heard yet is him saying he had to tell everyone he was joking about shooting someone on Fifth Avenue. Of course that was a joke. And it's okay to have a joke like that, right? Maybe not from someone that's trying to win the White House, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's very confident.
He's extremely confident.
That's,
Is this the clip?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Loyal support.
I do.
And in fact, I think you were joking, but you said it's getting a lot of buzz. You said you could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody. That wouldn't affect the support you're getting from your supporters.
Well, you don't think I was joking. You know I was joking. Of course I was joking. And the whole room was laughing, and I was laughing when I said it.
Because you got some criticism.
Well, no, from dishonest press. They said, he said something. When they show me, I'm laughing, they're laughing, everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time. Of course I'm joking. I mean, you know that. Of course. But
keep pause. That's the perfect answer for the way the press asks a question. Mm-hmm. So I think I was joking.
Everyone knows.
Like, they just like to put it out there. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows he was kidding. And I just like that he talks to these people. Like, instead of being defensive and going, well, I didn't mean to offend.
Right.
He's right. I was joking. Good for him.
Yeah.
That is to say that people love me. They want to stay with me. They're loyal. They're tired of seeing our country being pushed around and led by people that are stupid people. They're tired of it, Wolf. I mean, we're tired of the Iran deals. We're tired of the Sergeant Bergdahl deals, where we get a traitor and they get 5 of their killers that they've wanted for years. They're tired of dealing like this. We can't take it anymore. And people are looking at it, and they're looking at me, and they have confidence in me. I built a great, great company, and I'm going to use that talent now to do it for the United States.
There you go. That's not a story. He was joking.
Yeah. It's just joshing.
I was only joking.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of mentality is why he made Jeb Bush look so just
weak.
stiff and weak. Yeah.
Effective.
Because just the willingness to just be like, dude, come on. Like that tone is really what did Jeb Bush in.
You know what's crazy? If Trump wasn't in this race, Jeb would probably be right at the top.
Probably.
He'd be pretty damn close.
Nah, Cruz or Rubio would smash him. People are tired of Bush. I think Cruz or the other guy.
You think?
Yeah, Rubio.
You think he'd still be in the same position?
Maybe not as bad, but he'd still...
Because I don't think these other guys would have said shit.
Well,
they're following Trump's lead and starting to talk shit. No one was talking shit until Trump started. And then Cruz got a little braver, and Rubio and some of the other guys. I don't know. I bet you freaking Bush would have been right up there.
Yeah,
if Trump wasn't in this race. Oh, you want to do the DeVito thing? I haven't heard this.
I haven't either.
We're a bunch of racists. Is he talking about the black Oscars?
Yes, he is.
I guess Chris Rock is reworking his whole... He's the perfect comedian for this one, isn't he?
Yeah. I wish he was white, but...
Can you imagine if Billy Crystal was the guy? I don't think it would not be the same.
Like a cruise ship.
Right. Chris Rock is perfect for this.
You know that...
Perfect.
Like Ice Cube on... what was it? Graham Norton show. Great talk show in England. I think was bashing a lot of the black actors for not going, for whining or something. I didn't see the clip. Sometimes I watch a clip title.
What did he say?
I don't know. I should have watched it before I just babbled that out.
So they want more black people to be part of the Academy, so they vote for black films and black actors, and then we'll truly have diversity.
Maybe
if that happens. But they're basically assuming, look, if we just had more black people as part of the Academy, then we would get the black votes. How is that diversity?
Well, I think he thinks that the vote, like he said something to the effect of, I know that we're all just trying to get through the day and have a little bit of fun with a movie. But don't let it get you down if you didn't win. The fact that you tried is all that counts.
That's not what he said.
That's how I feel.
I don't like that Jada Pinkett's calling for these black actors to protest, though. It's like, well, you're married to Will Smith. That's not going to affect his career. You know, it's going to affect if you're a young black actor, that could fuck up your career.
Yeah. And they have the means to make more black films if they really give a shit.
Yeah.
To make it your focus to get some more black movies out there. But it's insulting to the people that are part of the Academy because they feel like they're being fair and diverse as far as giving out the awards. Isn't that insulting?
Yeah, there's not one. I don't think they should force it, but there probably should have been at least one nominee that was black. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but which one?
I didn't see
Compton, maybe?
Straight Outta Compton, Eazy-E could have been nominated. That actor was really good.
Yeah, he was great.
I really liked him. I think I didn't see enough of the movies to know, but I mean, yeah, there should be a representative.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, let's see how
Straight Outta Compton.
Let's see how DeVito handles this.
It's unfortunate that the entire country is a racist country, and this is one example of the fact that even though some people have given great performances in movies, they weren't even thought about. So it's like we're living in a country that discriminates and has certain racial tendencies, racist tendencies, and so sometimes it's manifested in things like this, and it's illuminated. But just generally speaking, we're a racist. We're a bunch of racists.
I applaud their attempts to do something about it, which is great. But again, this is dealing with the symptom, not starting at the root cause of how we even get to results like this, which has to do with inclusion and access and the ability for people of color, women, minorities to get at entry-level positions where you can become someone who can greenlight a movie.
I'm baffled by it. I mean, I would have thought that Idris Elba and Sam Jackson would have been a shoo-in for nominations, but...
Hold on a second. Idris Elba gave a good performance, but I didn't think it was an Oscar-worthy performance. It was good. And he's a great actor. But that was more like a Scarface role, where it's one tone through the whole thing. He was a vicious warlord. but I didn't think it was Oscar worthy. Well, you know what I mean? It's like
and Samuel Jackson for The Hateful Eight.
He was great.
He was really good.
I don't know if that was Oscar worthy though. Again, it was more like a Pulp Fiction thing.
Yeah, I can make the case though that he could have gotten nominated.
Maybe I don't make case
so.
This video
it
feels
was
pretty.
a good performance, but I wasn't blown away by it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It feels pretty white that everyone's wearing a scarf indoors.
No kidding.
Were they all sitting next to each other?
This is Sundance press.
Yeah, but
event.
you have to wear the scarves indoors.
It's cold.
Not indoors.
Has Don Cheadle ever been nominated?
I don't know.
Disgraceful if he hasn't. He should have.
Yeah.
Been
for Hotel Rwanda, he was nominated.
Was he?
Yeah. But I was just thinking about that when I was seeing him. I was like, wow, he's a great actor.
I only focus on the white actors that are nominated.
Attaboy. Way to go up.
Was he really nominated? I really don't know.
I think he was.
He's a great actor.
Yeah,
of course he is. All right, finish this clip out.
Gee, I don't live in Hollywood. We live in an obscure little part of the world where we don't think about these things very much.
Oh, where is this wonderful place?
Yes, movie theaters are quiet.
Where is this Nirvana? You want to let us in on this one?
They all act like they're not a part of it. Like, you'll never hear someone just admit to be like, yeah, I thought the white movies were better, you know?
Yeah.
There's someone who thinks that. There's got to be.
All right, we're going to take a very quick break, and we're going to get our guest Dominic Monaghan in here from Wild Things.
Yes.
So let's do that really fast. Hanging with Sam Morril today, and Dominic Monaghan is outside the studio from Wild Things. Season 3 premieres on the Travel Channel tomorrow at 10 p.m. Nice.
Hello, man.
Hello.
We're on.
What's up, buddy?
Sounds
Good to see you.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
We were trying to remember the last time you were in here. It's got to be at least a year. Maybe 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
maybe 2 years ago.
I can't believe
you were
it's
in
that
a really
long.
bad mood.
Was I?
Yeah, you were like not getting attention for some reason, and you were like annoyed. And then I told you a story about the fact that Viggo gave me your book years ago and said, "Oh, you have to listen to this guy. You have to read this guy. He's really dirty," and it put you in a much better mood. You were like,
We had you in after that, though.
I'm loved. Oh, really?
Yes, we did. We've had you in twice, and that was the first time you were in. And then, because Viggo and I had the same publicist at one point.
Right.
So I guess that's how he came to know of it. And then, yeah, you come in after that.
And have you seen Viggo recently?
I've never met him.
Oh, no shit.
No, we've never met.
He's been spending the last few years living in Madrid. So I invited him to Barcelona. I was in Barcelona for New Year's. I invited him to Barcelona for New Year's Eve, but he couldn't make it. But he's always fun to have around, Viggo. He's like legitimately crazy, Viggo.
Yeah.
You know, he's like mental. Good, really good.
In a good
really
way,
good
though,
actor.
right?
In a good way.
All right.
But also in the real way of like actually being quite crazy. You don't know if he's going to kiss you or punch you in the face type thing.
Wow.
Yeah. He got into
Either's a good option.
Yeah, he got into a trend of headbutting people when we were on the set of Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of photos of him and Orlando, or him and me, or him and Billy, or him and Elijah, and the other person is getting headbutted by Viggo. He would do it a lot. On my birthday, on my must have been my 23rd birthday, I was in New Zealand, and I invited everyone to this bar, and he came in late, and he just ran down this bar and just like launched into a headbutt, which like almost knocked me out. And then the bar came over and said, "You have to leave." And I was like, no, it's like a thing that we do. And also it's my birthday and I was supposed to be DJing that night. So they let us carry on with it. But, he's one of those friends.
Yeah.
He'll punch you in the balls when you don't want him to. I mean, when do you ever want to get
guys like
Never.
that?
Yeah, he's that guy.
We all know one of those guys.
Right.
That's not fun.
It really hurts. And, you know, I wouldn't do it to someone else. Why would they do it
My
to
brother owns a restaurant, and for St. Patty's Day, that's their thing. They punch each other in the balls. I'm like, can you leave me out of this, please?
I mean,
and it's surprise shots, and people are doubling over in pain. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, surprise shots. I mean, you can seriously damage
not
someone
fun.
doing that shit.
Who's that fun for? Except for the guy punching.
Right.
You don't think of great actors as being like fratty in that way?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, what it is with Viggo, I think maybe Viggo's starved of like male attention or something like that. So when he gets around males, he reverts back into that thing. Or maybe, like I said, he's just mental.
Does he leave marks with his headbutts?
Yeah, he'll mess you up. But I mean, a lot of people like that are crazy. I remember like Will Ferrell was a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I never really knew him or know him, but I happened to like see him every so often on red carpets and stuff. And one time, he was on this red carpet holding a what do you call that thing where if someone has a heart attack, you do the
Sure.
defibrillator. He had a portable defibrillator, and that's why I saw him. He was carrying it. He's massive, Will Ferrell. He's like 6'8". He's always got like bits of ceiling stuck in his hair. And I was like, hey, how's it going, man? And he said, yeah, good. And I said, what's that? He said, oh, it's a defibrillator. I said, are you all right? Like, I thought you had to carry it around in just in case. He was like, no, I'm just sick of people asking me the same questions all the time. So if I carry around a defibrillator, they're going to ask me questions about the defibrillator.
That's funny.
And then I'll be done with the interview. I was like, that is brilliant. That's inspired.
That is smart.
Yeah, smart.
But now you got to walk around with props every single red carpet.
Right, yeah. It's like carrying a cane or something like that.
I noticed the nail polish on only one hand.
Yeah.
And the left thumb.
Yeah.
And a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about this.
Well, orange, what is that? Blood red, I guess. I'm a little colorblind. Black. I don't know. I just paint my nails. I've always kind of painted my nails through school and stuff like that.
I'm sure they didn't teach you at all for that.
Yeah, I didn't get in trouble for that.
But it's different colors. It seems like it's a lot of work.
No, well, I didn't do it. Some girl did it for me.
Did she?
But I
toenails too, or just hand?
No toenails. Although I do toenails sometimes. I do it, and I do like it, and I don't think that there's anything to be negative or judged about a guy doing it. But one of the major reasons why I do it now is I think, well, if I do it, and some little kid who wants to do it sees me doing it and thinks that it's all right. Mm-hmm. That's what I was looking for when I was a kid. I looked at Ozzy Osbourne when I was a kid and thought, well, he paints his nails, or Judas Priest, or
Rob Halford, bad example, but yeah.
Ozzy painted his nails back in the day?
Yeah, black, usually.
Oh, yeah, the black,
eyeliner, sure.
Yeah. I just, it's fun. I've always resented the fact that girls get all the fun of dressing up. They can wear trousers, and they can wear dresses, and they can wear makeup, and they can do this, and I'm like, why do they get all the freedom and we have to be limited?
It's funny you say that. I've never painted my nails. But I've done some...
Never?
No, never. I've only had one manicure in my life, and I was going to let them put the clear paint on because that's good for you. Like the clear polish strengthens them. Yeah. But who hasn't put on panties and thigh highs before? Why not?
Never?
I'm raising my hand.
I have
to put myself in the
just
never.
Not even just
never
for shits and giggles, just to try.
Nah, I guess I can just to see, but it's not. It wouldn't be my thing.
It was hot, man.
Yeah.
With a girl sitting on my face, and she was tugging on the thigh highs and slapping me. It was true. She was slapping my legs. It didn't feel like I'm gay, and it didn't feel like I want to be with a man. It wasn't that energy. It was just, it felt inappropriate or something dirty or something I don't know what it was, but she was driving me crazy because she liked it.
But it's clearly not gay, since you're with a woman who's turning you on in the midst of it. That's what I feel about nail polish. Like, not that it's necessarily sexually motivated, but I always feel like there's nothing gay about what I do. I like girls, and I just happen to wear nail polish. And if people judge it based on a sexuality thing, that's their thing. It's got nothing to do with my sexuality.
Would you ever wear thigh highs?
I have stilettos at home that are my size, black stilettos that are like a size 10. Thigh highs, they're like stockings.
They're like stockings that come up to the middle of your legs. So a bit of cross-dressing. Yeah, I've done that.
Sure, I don't mind that. Like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Come on, that's a great film. I'd do that.
Exactly. I guess a sweet transvestite. Yeah, he was the best character.
I guess I got to be the one to ask, why do you have stilettos at all?
Well, I like...
For what? But when do you wear them?
I don't wear them out and about, although I have wore them at certain house parties and stuff. But when I was a kid, I got caught by my dad wearing my mum's high heels. He came into their bedroom, and I was walking around in her high heels. What are you doing? And I said, it's just for balance, because you have to balance. Yes. It's like walking on a tightrope when you do it. And it was for balance. I definitely don't think my dad thought that it was for balance. Kept an eye on me for a few years after that. But I like the way to walk in high heels, you kind of have to have this shimmy, right? Because you'll see girls, you've seen those girls on the street that can't walk in high heels. They're falling all over the place and their hips are going crazy. But to get it right, you have to kind of have this little catwalk swish. And I enjoy the balance element of that. And I don't know, it makes my feet look pretty.
On your calves?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You gotta have good calves to pull off the heels.
Workout.
I love Dominic. This guy doesn't play.
I've never heard anyone just want to wear heels for the lateral mobility of it.
Yeah, I don't think he's telling the full truth.
No,
we'll let him slide.
But honestly,
no one's wearing stilettos because they're trying to balance it.
Well, that's why when he was a kid. But now it's different. There's something about it that feels... I've never done shoes. I don't mind a girl's feet. But the shoes don't do anything for me. They don't represent or feel like anything for me. But the thigh highs are okay. And it's only with certain women at certain times. It's not something I like all the time. I wouldn't want to wear them under my clothes. I was talking to a girl, and she was going to come over and dominate me. And she's like, I'm going to come over. And she told me what she was going to do. She goes, and put your thigh highs on. I'm coming. And it was so dirty that she wrote that. It was out of my mind. Yeah. Because she wrote that. Yeah. It's more the mentality of the woman who I'm with who is approving of it or who's into it. There's something, like when I was a kid, I used to look at porn, two girls together. I always liked, like I would look at the one under, in the 69 position, and the girl under her, I'd be like, oh, she's trapped. She has to do it. She's like it was the mental part of it as well as the physical. Yeah. So that's what I kind of like about this stuff.
She has to do it.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean?
Yes, that's the way I do.
A strange arena.
But I'm saying it's not just a physical, like, oh, I like wearing thigh, because that would not be comfortable to wear. I don't wear chaps.
Yeah, they're not necessarily comfortable.
Where'd you get the stilettos from?
I bought them.
Did you have them? Did you go in a store and try them on?
I was with a girl at the time, and she knew that I was into it, and we went. She was like, let's go high heel shopping. I was like, okay, that sounds good.
That's cool. You got the girl into it. It's hard to get a girl who's not into it. How do you break that to her? How do you...
Because I think a lot of girls will immediately go to the assumption of like, oh, this guy has a different sexuality that I didn't know about, but it's nothing to do with that. The interesting thing about painting your nails, like, I'm surprised you've never done it. Even if you were to do it black or blue or grey or something that people assume is a little bit more manly, it does change the way that you think about your nails. You start to become a little precious about your nails in a cool way, not in a way that's weird. So it's worth doing. You start to care a little bit. You have a little bit more pride over your nails. So I don't know. It's fun.
Interesting. I went with my wife to get my nails done. They get really bummed out.
Why?
Because they're so shitty.
Oh, do you buy them?
No, I don't. That's one thing I don't do. But the cuticles have to all be pushed down, and then like I got toenails that are almost falling off, and they're not happy.
Sounds like they need a little bit.
Yeah, the one gets my wife, which is the easy, and then the other one has to work like extra hard on mine. But I go every once in a while. It's relaxing as all hell. I like it.
Yeah,
definitely like it.
Good for you.
But I don't do the polish.
No, and I don't like...
I think they did clear polish once on, like, one hand.
Well, sometimes if I go... I tend to do my own nails, but sometimes if I do go and get, like, a manicure, the ladies there will say, we won't put any paint on it, but we'll just buff your nails, give it a shine. And I think that looks nasty, man. I think it looks really nasty to have, like, shiny nails, so I paint them instead. Go figure.
They say it strengthens them, but when a girl's doing something like that, oh, it's so dirty. I love it when a girl's breaking protocol. I love it when they break protocol.
Jimmy's very happy right now.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy that.
We have a comic friend of ours that told a story. He painted his nails. So when he was a kid, right? How old was Mark Norman?
He's probably 15.
And then he would whack off and make believe it was
and look at the video,
lady.
And he videotaped it and watched it like it was a girl, which I think was...
He videotaped it in such a way, so it looks like it's a woman's hand coming into frame to whack him off.
Okay.
It was like Ed Wood said. Ed Wood said, yes, I like to wear Angora sweaters. It makes me feel closer to a woman. He wasn't a gay guy, but it just made him feel closer to dress like that.
Yeah. We all have a feminine side, right? I mean, some people's feminine side is like completely repressed and they feel scared about it, and other people's is out there. But as men, we do have feminine sides. We have things that are more sensitive, more softer, and I think exploring those things are important for us.
The hardest part too is if you're like if you're an actor or you're a comedian, it's a little easier because people expect us to be a little different. You know, when you're a comic and you talk about this stuff, no one's shocked. But I feel bad for guys who are just regular dudes who have a construction worker who might like that. How do you tell Teresa? How do you tell her that you like that stuff?
Like a J. Edgar Hoover or something?
Oh boy, him and Clive Tolson, what a great party they must have thrown. And David Ferry popping over, and fucking Clay Shaw and the rest of the JFK conspiracy people. Oh, what fun. What fun.
I mean, my best friend who's a firefighter in Manchester said to me for years, he's always like, you have too much time on your hands, you artistic people, you have too much time to think and dwell on stuff. Like for him, he just like goes from job to job and he lets it all go. But my whole thing as an actor is to explore those moments, to explore the pain and the bullshit and the joy and the amazing stuff. Sure. Like, but he's like, I saw a fire, people died, it's over. I saw a car crash, people died, it's over. But for me, I'm like, no, I want to know what that felt like. I want to swim around in those emotions. And I think as actors, as artistic people, we have too much time.
That's a good point. And it's also like a guy like that. Like I've always admired people who can just like do something, like just have sex and feel it, or just enjoy the feeling of something. For me, that's a part of it, but the mental stuff has to be so much. I was talking to a girl and she's like, I hate the dialogue in porn. I like when they just get to it. And I'm like, I love the dialogue if it's good. I love the scenario, the why, the who. Like, there's more to it than it means more.
But they're horrible actors.
Oh, yeah. I'm not looking, I mean,
they're
again.
horrendous.
But unfortunately, none of them were nominated either. There's a big problem with the Oscars.
That's what takes me out. It's like, oh, God.
Some have broken through, though, right? Like Tracy Lords kind of broke through, and Sasha Grey. I mean,
Tracy Lords is so goddamn sexy.
And Sasha Grey is doing a good job.
We had her in here once as an older lady, and she was still fucking smoking.
Very sexy.
There's something about her, a sexual energy when she enters a room.
Yeah.
Crazy.
She came back after, the whole underage scandal, which rocked porn, because she was, she was
16 or something like that?
Yeah. She was the top one before Jenna Jameson, and then all of a sudden she was 16. They had to pull all her movies, and then she came back a little bit afterwards. She was still hot.
And she turned out to be a good actress.
Yeah, she's great in Blade. She's scary. She's sexy. You know that as a guy, you would jump in a car with her and be like, sure, let's go to a nightclub. It sounds great. She would be the type of person that would lure you into there. She was brilliant,
Yeah, I think we got to talk about the show a little bit there.
Yeah, okay.
We're having a good conversation.
Porn and nails and stuff.
Well, but that'd be a great reality show. That's
porn
what
and nails.
Porn and nails.
I love talking to guys that have seen the world, man. I get excited. So you're up to season 3, huh?
Yes, season 3. Yeah, it starts Wednesday night
at 10 o'clock on the Travel Channel. It's Wild Things with Dominic Monahan. What are you doing this season?
Man, what do? We go to Mozambique to swim with the world's biggest fish, the whale shark. We go to Madagascar to see...
Whoa. How big is the whale shark?
They can reach... It's exceptional, but they can reach lengths of around about 35, 40 feet. About 3,500 pounds. Those are big boys. Those are like either big females, big pregnant females, or big males that have been around for maybe 50 years or so.
And the blue whale's bigger.
Blue whale's
biggest. No, I know. I was going to say the biggest creature on Earth.
Yeah, the biggest creature to ever existed on Earth. Bigger than any dinosaur.
How much bigger is the blue whale?
Blue whale's probably a third bigger than any dinosaur that ever existed.
No, I mean, how much bigger than the whale shark?
Oh, it's like maybe 5 or 6 times bigger.
Oh, no kidding.
An African elephant can sit on a blue whale's tongue. Yeah. A human child can swim down its blood vessels. That's how big it is.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Its eye is big as a Mini Cooper.
Wow.
It's a ginormous creature.
I've seen some videos on YouTube. It doesn't do it justice because they don't get close enough to them.
That's why that's one of the things I want to do on my bucket list is swim with these big baleen whales, these big blue whales, just to show just how big a creature it is,
I had one as a kid, but it outgrew its tank in 4 minutes. So I had to get rid of it.
Dad, we have a problem.
Big creatures. We do. What else do we do? We got Madagascar to see the world's strangest primate.
Wait, is that fish that you swam with? Is that because anytime shark is in the word, do they eat people or no?
No, they don't. It's a whale shark, biggest shark in the world, also the biggest fish in the world. But
could you show me a picture of the whale shark?
It eats plankton. It's
one of those.
It's one of the smallest creatures around. Little blooming polyps and tiny little animals and stuff like that. So it's a gentle creature. But keep in mind, its version of gentle is the same version of our gentle. When you flick an ant off your hand, you think, "Oh, I'm going to be gentle and just flick this ant off," but the ant's going, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And I thought that with the whale shark. I thought, well, when I see this guy, is its version of gentle going to be like, "Fuck you," and send me to the other part of the ocean?
And how do you know his mouth doesn't open and you just slide in?
You could easily fit inside its mouth, but it would spit you out. It can't swallow you. But very curious, inquisitive animals, and I mean beautiful. You can see it's a pretty beautiful animal. It's
gorgeous. You weren't scared around it?
No.
How close did you get?
I was on it.
You went on
swimming on it. It's too.
That's awesome.
It's too much of the experience. It forces you to be in the moment so much because you have to engage with that creature that there's no ability for you to also bring in fear at the same time. You're just having that moment.
Yeah, I would like to. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that. But I would like to think that I would do that if given the chance.
If you had marine biologists or whatever with you, they would talk you into it.
You definitely would.
You'd be brave enough. You'd be probably a little scared, but I think you would definitely do it.
I've had a lot of friends who say, "Oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't swim with the whale shark." But I always say to them, you know what? When you're in that situation, you would. You'd be so excited to have spent 4 hours in the ocean looking for it, and then suddenly you see it that you would get in the water.
Right.
You just.
How do you find it?
Well, it's big.
No, I know, but I mean, you just said it took 4 hours. So
yeah, we have a spot a plane,
right?
So it's flying up and down the coast, and it would see animals or shapes in the water and tell us to go that way. What was interesting about the whale shark was it said, "Hey, I've seen a whale shark, at least what I think is a whale shark, so head in this direction." But he said, "Just so you know, I've seen like 4 or 5 other shapes in the water that are certainly sharks, not whale sharks. And in that part of the world, there's tigers, there's bull sharks, there's great whites, the 3 that will really have a go at humans." And he's like, "Get in the water with the whale shark because no other sharks are going to come around and mess around with the whale shark while you're there. But there are some large carnivorous sharks in the area."
Oh, but they don't bother whale sharks.
They don't, because the whale shark's way too big. They wouldn't
It's like hanging out with a tough friend or something.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
like
just swipe them away. So.
Yeah, no, it's like the Ricky Linderman of sharks. My bodyguard. Yeah, you're among friends, Ricky. Poor big dumb thing tries to kill itself. And you also got you were nominated for outstanding unstructured reality program because you spend between 8 and 12 days in each location. Mm-hmm. So does that mean that you're not doing quote unquote assisted reality? You're actually just doing it.
Yeah, we are just doing it. I mean, we have a target animal in every episode, so we go look for, let's say, we went to find the electric eel in Brazil, so we have all these spotters that are looking for the electric eel for us. So there's a pretty good chance that we know we're going to find the electric eel, but then outside of that, we're not really sure what else we're going to see. I'm always researching the animals that eat the electric eel, the animals that the electric eel eat, so when we find something, we'll know. But we hit the ground running. We land the next day, we're up, we work from sunrise to sunset every day, and whatever happens. If we're driving and we see something on the side of the road where they're serving food that we're into, we'll pull over, we'll film a scene. Nice. We tend to try and tell stories about sport, street food, culture, festivals, animals, obviously, people. I want to try and show people that everyone's kind of the same wherever you go. Everyone's trying to get a little bit of cash in their pocket.
There's areas where they eat dogs. They're not They're not the same as us.
Yeah, that's true. But we probably eat stuff where they're like, ooh, so angry.
Yeah. I get angry. Of course I do.
Yes.
Why would you eat a dog?
But like everyone wants the kids to be happy and safe. The kids want to have a little bit of attention. They want to play. Everyone wants to be warm at night. Everyone wants to have a little bit of cash in their pocket for food. And most people react to you in the same way. If you're happy and smiling and friendly and you're not being aggressive, people want to help you.
Yeah, well, kidding aside, when Anthony Bourdain's been in here, he said the same thing. People are pretty damn similar all over the world.
Pretty much,
they just want to, raise their kids and I don't know, and have a good life.
Yeah, have a good life, have a little bit of cash in their pocket and
enjoy themselves a little bit.
Have you been bitten by anything?
Yeah, I've been bitten by a few things. We're constantly bitten by, insects that we don't know about. I got about 25 stitches in my forearm last year from a monitor lizard that gave me a bit of a snap. We got chased by an African elephant who almost killed my cameraman. Wow. And, swiped at and stung by certain things. We're constantly, myself and my herpetologist are constantly taking animals out of people's rooms that they don't want to sleep with. So we'll be on call for that type of stuff where they'll say there's a spider in my room that looks a little bit dodgy, and then you have to take them out.
What's the one animal you're scared of that you've seen?
Really, I can't
Nothing gets you just a little bit?
I'm a little scared of heights, so I'm aware of that fear feeling when I'm around heights, but I don't have that with animals. Obviously, I'm not retarded. Like, if I was close to a lion that was messing with me, it would be a scary moment. Sure. But I still want to have those moments with those animals. Like, I want to get close to tigers to see them without obviously getting killed by them. I don't feel scared by them, really.
Wow. What about this thing? You're in the Amazon. It's a part fish, part stun gun. I've never heard of this before.
Well, that's the electric eel that I was talking about. So, huge animal can reach 8, maybe 9 feet.
Yeah.
Can kill a bull, which certainly means that it can kill 2 or 3 humans with its shock. So I had to wear Wellington boots, which are obviously rubber.
Right.
And then you'd like this, Jim. Big, long rubber gloves. Very sexy. Because it acts as an earthing unit to stop you from getting shot. But you feel it trying to shock you. As I picked it up, I could feel it going...
Yeah.
And you think, well, if I didn't have those gloves on, I'd be dead.
Never touch. I wouldn't touch that if it was wrapped up in a blanket. That would frighten me. I want to see what one looks like.
You see footage online of people getting shocked by them, and they're just out cold, especially if they're in the water.
Have you done anything with the pythons?
Yeah, we've done a bunch of pythons. I have pythons at home.
Remember that show where the guy was going to be eaten by the python?
Ridiculous.
It was so stupid.
Ridiculous. Well, that really turned a corner for Discovery Channel. They changed their whole programming because of that, because I think there was a massive outcry by everyone on the street where they were like, wait, that makes no sense. You're going to probably kill this snake by doing that just for shits and giggles, just to show what it looks like. And the guy who did it, I think, felt really bad because he loves snakes.
We interviewed him.
Yeah. He got himself into a situation where he kind of got forced into it, but...
Yeah, we liked him a lot. Yeah. We got to stick up for him because he truly is an environmentalist trying to get things done.
Did the snake die or no?
No.
They didn't do it.
Well, it sort of got around his head a little bit, and then they tapped out.
It's just, it's never a good idea for anyone.
But the lead up to that moment was fascinating, where they were searching for the giant pythons and how big these damn things actually get.
Well, they get massive, and they grow throughout their entire life as well. So these guys can get 20 20, 25 feet. But again, that's exceptional. The amount of times when we're in the jungles of Peru or Brazil where they say, oh, you should have been here yesterday. We saw a 35-foot python. I'm like, wow, you saw a record-breaking python yesterday. That is really exceptional. But they do get big. They do get massive. But pythons are probably, you know, the least scary snakes for you to come across because they're big and cumbersome. They're not venomous and they're slow. So their strike is pretty slow. You can kind of get close enough to them for them to not mess with you. Things like cobras, kraits, and mambas, you don't really know when they're going to strike, and if they do and they catch you, you can be dead.
What's a krait? I've never heard of a
sea krait. It's like a sea snake.
Okay.
Black and white banded sea krait. Relatively calm acting snake, but huge amount of toxic venom in their body, and if they tag you, you're dead.
Oh, I've seen them now that I got a Google image up.
Do you ever have any fire ants? Those are always horrifying. Ants really freak me out. Like that an African ant or like like not like regular ants, but the ones that army ants and swarm and they're a real problem.
First episode we ever did was army ants in Ecuador because ants are my favorite animal.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So you've seen the YouTube video of the gutted ant thing, which is it's like a city. They have ventilation and trash disposal.
Yeah, they do make cities. I mean, they're part of a group of insects that form this little group called Hymenoptera, which is wasps, ants, and bees are all in that group, and they all form supercolonies. The only other animal on Earth that forms supercolonies are humans, but we do it quite poorly. If you look at these animals, they live in much larger numbers than us in that concentrated way. They all get fed. There's no murder. There's no rape. They look after their kids. They look after their women. They create cleaner air. They create cleaner forests. Everything that they do is positive.
Except get stepped on. They are pretty easy to fight.
Yeah, but, you know, aside from the fact that humans create art, which is pretty impressive.
Yes.
You know, and we've managed to monetize our planet, which is only interesting to us. Ants are a much more successful animal on this planet. They've been able to solve how to be on this planet and live in balance with this planet in a way that we need to learn from, you know. So
yeah, we're a little off.
We're way off. We're way off. That's why cities kind of give me the heebie-jeebies.
We're a little off in that category.
See, I don't like nature. I enjoy it, but it scares me and it freaks me out, and things can crawl on you like that. Like I prefer the city for that reason. Like I love animals, but the idea of just things crawling on my legs drive me nuts. It scares me.
I think, I get that. It's important to keep in mind that we are nature. We are animals. We are part of the animal kingdom. Just because we wear clothes and headphones and read newspapers, it doesn't mean that we're not animals anymore. I've had long conversations with people where they say, well, we're not animals, we're humans. I'm like, humans are animals. We are part of the animal kingdom. We've extracted ourselves from the thing that is actually natural to us. I always say to people, we're supposed to know the name of every tree in the forest. We're supposed to know the name of every animal in the kingdom. We are. That is where our knowledge is supposed to be. Now we know when the new tablet's coming out, or what Donald Trump, that fucking idiot, just said on TV, you know. Like, we now know that stuff, but we don't know, like, will this hurt me? Which is much more important to know than, you know.
Are you amazed by Donald Trump? It's amazing though, isn't it?
He's a cartoon character.
But everyone's eating it up.
Well, what scares me about the United States is the ultimate commodity is celebrity, right? I mean, if he's famous enough, it looks like they're going to look down at their ballot card and go, I don't know that person, I don't know that person. Oh, the Donald! And they're going to vote, and then suddenly we're going to be at war with the rest of the world.
That's right. I can't wait to vote for him. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh, my God, he's so terrifying.
For comedians, it's a dream come true.
He is terrifying.
Oh, my God, it could not get any better.
We love that he's calling out everybody, though, because it's just been bullshit for so long in this country with our politicians.
Yeah, I respect that, and I love the fact that he's paying for his own, you know, he's running financially, he's paying for his own, you know, what do you call that? The
campaign,
campaign, yeah. Like, that's impressive. Fair enough. He's putting his money where his mouth is. But some of the stuff that he says, I mean, like, my brother was telling me over Christmas that he said, if you don't, because they're talking about building that wall between Mexico and the United States, he said, if you don't think a wall works, ask Israel. That is the reason why everyone's fucking dying, that they built a wall between these people. Like, he just scares me.
Yeah, some of his examples are not the best. I don't.
We got some really strange choices this time around. Really strange.
Well, who else do you think could go up against him?
I don't like any of them.
I'm a big Marco Rubio guy because he goes as the way the Lord goes, and that's how I tend to. And things like these nails won't be tolerated.
Yes, that's right. I'll be kicked out. That's true. I mean, do you think Clinton's going to get in? Do you think Hillary's going to
get in? We thought it was a cakewalk, but now they're questioning her health. Bernie Sanders is just starting to do pretty good, and
health. They're saying that she's not as well as she's
rumors.
Yeah, I know. Sounds like she's on The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
terrible.
She had a coughing fit yesterday, so that everyone's saying see, but it looks like she just had a tickle in her.
She's also 68 though, and she's been known for her stamina for like. So I don't think the health is an issue.
She looks great for 68, by the way. And also, she's been working about every day of her life for the last 25 years, though. So she probably does.
She knows her way around Washington, that's for sure. But the voters are basically saying they want an outsider.
Right.
That's why Trump's doing so well. And even though Bernie Sanders has been a senator for so long, he's still considered sort of an outsider with his ideas.
Yeah.
You know.
But do you guys think Trump will get in? I don't know enough about American
I don't
politics.
think he will. I think people will back off last minute. But I would love to see him because it's such a humiliation for all of them. It's humiliating if he comes in and just takes that job. And then hopefully in 4 years, people won't be afraid to vote for a third party. That's my boring little philosophy about it for the long run.
I didn't think
we have to go by where they're telling us.
Yeah, you got to go
Travis
down.
is saying
we're in trouble.
No, it's you. I mean, we could talk to you for another half hour.
Yeah,
easily.
it's nice to talk to you guys. Nice to see you.
You get to New York. Are we going to see you in 2 years from now?
Yeah, I might be back here sometime this year, and if I am, I'll come see you.
Just look us up, even if you have nothing going on.
Sounds good.
We'll just shoot the shit.
Wild Things with Dominic Monahan. Season 3 starts tomorrow on the Travel Channel. It's 10 p.m. and it's Dom's Wild Things on Twitter. If you're not sure what time you're going to forget or whatever, and you want to, I'm sure I'll be plugging it on Twitter.
I honestly, I'm not going to. I forgot about this show, but I'm going to watch.
Nice.
I totally forgot about it because I was so into the last time you were here, and I did check out a whole bunch of stuff.
Cool.
But I forgot all about this show.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I think it worked that you came in and promoted today.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
serious.
I
It's
got
called
one more
Wild Things
viewer.
on the Travel Channel.
Yep.
Season 3 tomorrow at 10 p.m. like Jimmy said. Cool. That was awesome. Thanks, Dominic.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys.
We're done too. I got Louisville in 2 weeks, and that's it.
Okay.
Patrice benefit tonight.
Sam Morril.
I've got my podcast, We Know Nothing. My album, Class Act, is on iTunes. I'll be at St. Louis Funny Bone February 3 through 6, and Rumors in Winnipeg 16th through 20th of February.
Sam Morril's awesome. And do we got
Thanks,
the right
man.
Twitter again? Yes.
Yeah, it's at Sam Morril, Morril.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right, we'll have Sam back soon. Thanks, Sam.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
See you guys tomorrow.